they're going to give you a national guarantee. They'll beat any price on a comparable RV, and that is a nationwide guarantee at Johnston RV Center. All you got to do is show them that price right there, and they'll beat it. Also, don't forget, RV Warranty Forever gives you that lifetime warranty on any new RV purchase or any qualifying used. I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, always online, johnstonrvcenter.com.
By the way, over the weekend in football, Auburn wide receiver Jay Fair ended up committing to USC. The Trojans, 5'11", 186, two-year starter for Auburn, second on the team in yards and receptions last year. So he goes, and Miller Moss will be throwing footballs to Jay Fair next year for the USC Trojans. Meanwhile, in basketball, Brownie, let's play a quick game of What Does This Tweet Mean?
Well, out of context means nothing. Preston Murphy is an assistant basketball coach at Alabama, and just a few moments ago, he tweeted this. For those of you that are listening and cannot see, it is Clifford, the big red dog, wearing an Alabama hat. Anybody want to take a shot at breaking this down?
Well, I said earlier that a lot of people were using Clifford, the big red dog, for the big center from Rutgers, Clifford or Murray.
It's a big get. I mean, and almost everyone, universally, their portal rankings, top 10 guy. And position of need is not guard.
He is currently on campus, according to many reports. I saw one I was going to credit here. I think it was on 3.
Yeah, well, Tipton had him
Joe Tipton,
arriving last night on campus.
Yeah, because, I think today, it felt like the tide shifted towards the Kentucky.
Ugana
Onyensu. It felt like the tide had kind of shifted towards him. A lot of people in the chat room were saying the big red dog wanted too much money. This guy's a better bargain. I mean, crap, the way Oates is going, he may just get both of them. That's kind of the way he's playing the game right now.
He was a 10-8 guy last year with not a lot around him.
This is the big red dog.
Yeah. So you would assume at 600 or at 6'11", 240 pounds.
3 blocks a game.
Yeah, this guy's going to get a lot of.
He had.
Is that league he plays in at Rutgers? Was that pretty good?
Yeah, Big Ten. I mean, and it wasn't like a fluke. It wasn't a one-off. He averaged 2 blocks, a little over 2 blocks a year before.
Yeah. So,
well, I have to say, man, this is the best roster Alabama's ever had.
Yeah. Can you show me the roster again? The Taylor Korn created tweet from the next round. We'll put it up there. 13 scholarship players you get. There are 12 that'll be on the screen you've got here. Only 1 scholarship left for a big guy is what I was told last night. But that doesn't mean somebody else doesn't hit the portal. Still could happen. Right now, Mark Sears is expected to come back. He has until May 29th. Grant Nelson, the announcement was supposed to happen today that he is coming back.
I think the tweet you just saw brings Grant Nelson back because now Grant can play in his more natural position.
The 4 or the 3, which is where he likes to play. You don't like to look at that list and say if you got both of these big guys, the Kentucky guy and the Rutgers guy. But Roger makes a great point. Maybe the Kentucky guy, maybe that crystal ball projection on Yensu, all that was just while Clifford the big red dog was in town, just to pressure him a little bit. To you want on?
Yeah, that's the
if
old,
not, we're going to go with this guy.
Right.
You want on?
Yeah.
So maybe you're playing a little game there. But that's the roster. And you can see that whole roster, download it, save it for yourself, and give Little T some credit for it if you'd like that.
That's
there
a heck of a roster.
Our social media platform at Next Round Live. At Next Round Live. Caleb, you said it. I wasn't gonna name names, man. I'm not gonna name names because that guy played some meaningful minutes at time this year. In fact, I don't think you get out of the Grand Canyon game. You don't get out of the Grand Canyon game without Mo Diabate.
He was big. I mean, there are a lot of guys that stepped up that are now gone in that Final Four run.
You don't get to the Final Four without Mo Diabate because you don't get out of the Grand Canyon game.
You could say the same about Rylan Griffin.
In my opinion. Oh, I love you know how I feel about Rylan Griffin.
I'm well aware, yes.
All right. That's our show today. We'll continue the portal craziness tomorrow on our show at 9 a.m. Central Time. Meltdown at 2 o'clock this afternoon live, 2 o'clock Central. More Uncorked. The Pennant Grace starting this week and a lot more here on our platform. Set your alerts. Give us a thumbs up. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Live show now as we get going today on a Tuesday. Brownie is out. He and his wife, a little date night last night up in Nashville. We're hanging out on a rainy day in Birmingham, watching a lot of stuff go on with the portal as that continues on. It closes today for football. Doesn't mean you have to be out of the portal today. Just means you got to be in it if you want out before we get to football season, which is getting on us fast, LT, 117 days. There's a story out there about has the portal changed the playoff pursuit or rankings for some teams. Bill Conley. We'll get to that coming up in a little bit. But first, a little lighter note to start with. You know, we were all worried about, at least I was, you were excited about that fight coming up between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. I think that's the first time I've ever got the correct Paul right on what he was doing.
Just remember, Logan's the wrestler, although he has boxed. Jake is the boxer now.
And there's been a lot of bets on this already in Vegas. Yesterday, this thing became a sanctioned pro bout, professional boxing bout, and I think that changes a little bit whether you think it could be fixed or anything like that. Right now, it's a sanctioned bout. There are some guidelines that come into this. Tyson 57, Jake Paul is 27. Seems like it's going to be more on the up and up now.
Yeah, look, I know both of these guys are training hard, and I know it's on Netflix, but is it a pay-per-view on Netflix? How does that work?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You asked me a lot of questions I don't know lately.
I will tell you, though, they're fighting with 16-ounce gloves. They thought about headgear, which would have been ridiculous. I don't even like the 16-ounce gloves.
That's big cushiony gloves.
Yeah. Just for the protection of both fighters. I don't know who they're trying to protect more. Watching Tyson work out, he looks every bit of the machine that he was back in the day. We know he's not at 58.
Well, this is why I get to this. Rockstar, chime in here. How committed are you to making this fight look real? Mike Tyson tells Forbes magazine yesterday, how committed is he to this fight? He has gone now 6 weeks without sex or pot, marijuana or pot. He says the last time he did that, he was a kid, and he will not engage in either until after the fight.
Well, July 20th is a long way away.
Yeah, I mean, it has not piqued my interest yet.
Just saying, man. You talk about you go to a rodeo and you watch those bulls in the cage there and they unleash it and he comes running out. 6 weeks without sex or pot, according to Forbes magazine.
Well, we know the sex will weaken the knees, and that's kind of it's not even an urban legend. It's just something that's been in the boxing game forever. And I would think with the weed, it just kind of slows down your reactions.
So how many weeks until July? Here's the Jake Paul going on Mike Tyson's official pro boxing record is wild. It will count.
We're looking at 11 weeks, I think.
11 more weeks. So it'll end up being 17 weeks. Rockstar, anything you'd go 17, anything you're so committed to, 17 weeks without sex? Marriage is not an acceptable answer here.
I've gone, almost 10 years without a diet, without a soda, without even a sip.
Yeah.
And there was really no motivation.
Was that tough to give up?
It was, because my ass was drinking like 9 or 10 a day.
Yeah. Okay, so Rockstar comparing no sex for 17 weeks with a soda addiction.
How did your bread go?
Oh, no. It didn't go well.
See,
it didn't go well.
We all have vices.
Yeah, but imagine how hard it'd be to give the other up.
I think that's part of it. As a fighter, though, you've got to have these sacrifices. And
that's one of them?
Well, I mean, sex is one of them, yeah.
So all the great fighters...
And I would say that most fighters aren't smoking weed.
So you're telling me all the great fighters did not have sex?
I think there is a certain... and we've got a couple of boxers that actually listen to our show, so I don't know what the exact guideline is. I don't know if it's 2 weeks out, 4 weeks out, 6 weeks out, but yes, they give up sex. You've heard the expression weak knees, right?
Yes.
Weak knees not good for a boxer.
Not pay-per-view, says Keith. Bubba says women make knees weak. Mickey. Remember the quote?
Yeah.
That was in Rocky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Mick said that. Rock was all about pursuing Adrian. Finally got her. Don't think it was...
Knees weak, arms are heavy, says Patrick.
Now they're going to use 14-ounce gloves, it looks like. So
Okay.
that's better. But 2-minute rounds instead of 3.
Anything for 17 weeks for you?
Oh, I gave up red meat for 6 months. It wasn't like I didn't seek out to do it. It was when Bethany and I were dating, and she was a vegetarian, which kind of made me a vegetarian of sorts, and just gave it up. And then I remember having my first steak. I was at the old Roost Chris. I guess it's still open. I don't know, over in Embassy Suites. And this is back in the late 90s, and I had that first bite of red meat, and I was like, why would I ever give this up? And then my stomach, it was like I'd been in Mexico for a week.
A third of the year with no sex. Would you go for it?
I mean, I don't know what the payout here is. Yeah, I could give up a lot of things for 17 weeks if the risk was versus the reward, right?
Yeah, the old the squeeze worth the juice worth the squeeze, whatever the term is.
Yeah, and I guess for Tyson, it's kind of a no-win situation. Like, I think Jake Paul is better than advertised. You know, Fury is really the only legitimate guy, and he's not even a legitimate fighter. At least he's got a background, and that's his one loss. But I would say reputation-wise, for Mike Tyson, if you get knocked out by Jake Paul, you know, if Jake Paul gets knocked out by Mike Tyson, I mean, I guess his boxing career might be over at that point. I don't know, but I understand Mike Tyson sacrificing here. Or maybe it's just a front. Maybe he's just saying he's sacrificing these things to bring us in to believe these guys are really serious about this fight.
I would be like the old Seinfeld episode. I'd be like, I'm out, man. Let's go.
So is there anything you could give up for 17 weeks?
No, I was going to ask this question, though.
I mean, outside of lifting weights.
To be guaranteed a lifetime. For a guarantee winning the basketball national championship, because Alabama fans are on fire for basketball right now. More on that coming up. You are, what's the word? Abstinence? Help me with that word. When you don't have sex, when you withhold.
Abstinent.
Yeah.
Abstinence.
Just say I'm abstaining from sex.
Abstaining from sex. Past the Final Four, which is in April now, first Monday in April, would Alabama basketball fans give up sex until after the Final Four if it guaranteed them a national
question:
championship?
Would Maggie welcome this?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Would be the Bill Clinton thing of what defines sex.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I mean, are you all in now,
any
or
of it.
you still have no desire to watch this fight at all?
Oh, I have no desire to watch this fight now. I was more
You will, though.
I was more interested in the fact that Mike Tyson at age 57, which, by the way, you only have so many years left
You're right.
to be in the ring, so to speak, and he's given up what's going to be 17 weeks of that to jump back in the ring one time. No way. For this bout, there's no way if I was Tyson.
Okay, but I do know you.
I'd be huffing and puffing.
Being Jimmy Fomo, by the time this fight comes around, it is going to be so built up. And it's in July. As long as you're not out of town, you will be watching this somewhere.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe so. I may be at your house watching it if you have it on there. All right, we'll update you on basketball and the paparazzi were out in Tuscaloosa last night, and I'll show you the picture. There were multiple pictures, but the paparazzi were out last night in Tuscaloosa right after I tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. I'm the one talking big today, and I'm the one that needs my friends at Urology Centers of Alabama to stay on top of my health all the time. You got 16 locations, 35 urologists, everything from prostate health all the way, from prostate health all the way to kidney stones. They will take care of you. Urology Centers, Alabama.com, 205-930-0920, 930-0920, Urology Centers, Alabama.com. Make an appointment. Stay on top of your health. Everything is better with early detection. Visit our friends, Urology Centers of Alabama. So we know Clifford the Big Red Dog, Clifford Omori, from Rutgers in town yesterday. We had seen the reports. We had a discussion about it, LT, you and I, after the show. No commitment yet. There is conversation that he is going to visit North Carolina next, which is assembling a pretty good little roster, by the way, in North Carolina.
Can't let him out of Tuscaloosa. You know, that would be my goal.
Yeah, hopefully we get an announcement here very, very soon. But if not, he's going to visit North Carolina. That report came out yesterday as well. But last night, where do you take people to close the deal? multiple shots here. Nate Oates on a recruiting dinner there in Chuck's in Tuscaloosa last night. Ballin' Oates, Nate Oates, and Big Cliff at Chuck's. Inject this into my veins. VAINS.
Okay, so we were at Chuck's a week and a half ago. Tuscaloosa has grown so much since I was down there. I think it's a wonderful town. They need more restaurants. I mean, every time somebody from Alabama is going somewhere, it's Chuck's.
Well, it's a good place to go.
It's a good place to go.
Wide menu.
But would you
their restaurant scene has changed a lot in the last 10 years. A lot. It's gotten a lot better. Well, it's not Birmingham, but it's gotten a lot better.
Yeah. It's gotten a little bit better. We were talking to some people at the golf tournament for the Rise Foundation, and they were like, the one knock about living in Tuscaloosa is there's not a ton of great restaurants. Yeah, it has gotten better.
I got 5 I like. 5
in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's not a bad rotation.
Yeah, and I don't spend a lot of nights over there. So when I do, I rotate around. But seeing him out in the town, there were some other pictures. Bouncing around. You say he doesn't get out of town. You don't let him out of town.
I wouldn't, because, the one weakness, I mean, there was 2 things that you looked at, and I think there's a correlation between both, is you didn't have quality bigs and you didn't have defensive stoppers. Ryland Griffin was your best one-on-one defender. He's now gone to Kansas. Amore is a guy that was first 10 Big Ten all defensive for the last couple of years, 3 blocks, averaged basically a double-double. He's a massive guy. I mean, it's a perfect fit, and he's athletic.
Remember yesterday we got the crystal ball on Ugonna Oyenso from Kentucky to Alabama. I don't know if that's the backup plan. We had heard maybe that was to pressure Clifford to not leave Tuscaloosa to go ahead and commit. You assume maybe this comes down to an NIL deal. I guess North Carolina could be his counter. His bluff back to Alabama.
But if I'm Nate, the way I hotbox it is, look, we brought a lot in. We got to a Final Four last year. We're planning on winning a national championship this year. We believe you're that final piece. And guess what? The numbers, the way they stack, we've only got 1 scholarship left. And it's all yours. And by the way, we're going to put this $250,000 on top of it.
Yeah, or whatever amount that is.
Or whatever the amount is.
Yeah.
It's more than Rutgers can pay.
We'll keep an eye on that. Little T will flash the red lights if Enforcer will flash the red lights if we get a decision from Clifford before he leaves Tuscaloosa and heads up to North Carolina.
Do you know who the voice of Clifford the Red Dog was?
Oh, wait a second. It's a famous person.
Yeah, so I think for the movie it was I think Martin Short was either in the movie, Charles Grodin. But the Clifford, the animated version, he's passed away, unfortunately. Really funny guy.
It was Don Rickles.
John Ritter.
John Ritter. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Three's Company?
Three's Company.
Wow.
Skin Deep. Rockstar went to see Skin Deep with his dad, didn't you?
He had a nice
was that uncomfortable?
It was prophylactic, like glue in the dark.
Yeah, that's all he did was bang in Skin Deep.
That's introduced me to Prolactics.
John Ritter, everybody in the chat room there. All right. LT, tell us about Hemphill, and we'll get to the other news, including one more big portal note from yesterday in basketball as we await Alabama to finish out their roster.
I was talking to Young Jack last night, and he's like, you know what? It's going to be 87 in Birmingham on Thursday. Pumped because the pool is getting warmer and warmer. With that, though, you got to make sure that AC unit is ready to keep up with this changing weather. Our friends at Hemphill Services, they are the guys for the job. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew. Whether you're experiencing plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Paul, take off the last one and throw in Chuck's, and you've almost got mine nailed to a T right there over in the chat room. We appreciate you guys in the chat room so much. You guys fuel us throughout, and we use you guys instead of phone calls because it's just so much faster to get quick comments in, and we appreciate you guys so much for being a part of the show today. Remember, like and subscribe, thumbs up wherever you are today. We love the hits and we love the thumbs up. It helps us in our big business plan here. Don't forget, I got the Roback hoodie on. Roback promo code TNR20. TNR20 gets you 20% off your purchase at Roback.com. Roback.com. We all got a lot of Roback gear up here, and they sponsor Little T's podcast as well, Uncorked. So Roback helps us out jumping on that. Also, our friends at Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. How about John Calipari? He's out to prove me wrong, man. He's out to have a better ending than I expected when he went to Arkansas. Not only did he flip Boogie Fland, who is an unbelievable point guard, a playmaker, he also flipped Carter Knox from Kentucky to there. And then, my friend, he's got Jonas Adu, big man, who I was interested in, from Tennessee. Now he's going to Arkansas. So there he goes. And what do you think of Adu to Arkansas to go with Big Z?
I'm telling you, this is going to be his redemption tour, his revenge tour, whatever you want to call it. He's 65 years old.
Well, Big Z, big guy who was at Kentucky last year, comes with him. Now you got Adu, who's sort of a different player, but also, to me, a little bit more mobile inside guy.
Yeah.
You got the good recruits, 3 of them that was part of the great Kentucky class coming in.
I mean, we can question the X's and O's of Calipari. You can't question the way he's able to close. And Calipari, the salesman. And look, this guy's going to be able to sell it for the next few years at Arkansas. Now, whether or not that equates to wins and possible championships in Fayetteville, we shall see it. It's a really good program, rabid fan base. They've got a great NIL. I know people will say Kentucky's got just as much. Probably so, but change of scenery does a lot for certain people.
Well, when you got to prove yourself, too. Landmine Believer says Janelle Davis, the big FAU star, is going to likely end up at Arkansas, too.
Yeah, it's been really interesting watching Janelle Davis because a guy that has been on the national scene with Florida Atlantic and Dusty May the last couple of years, and Dusty May's so active bringing guys to Ann Arbor. And you just wonder what's been going on with Davis. So I have been waiting to see what the surprise is, what the twist is. And that would make a lot of sense. But just look at from Memphis and all the success he had. First 3 years at Kentucky, Elite Eight, Final Four, national championship. I mean, I think there is going to be a spark in this program. Again, the difficulty for Calipari is going to be navigating the SEC. It's just going to be so difficult this year.
One more big thing in this opening segment. Later in the show, we're going to talk to Mr. Irrelevant. Jaylen Key will be on the show. He'll join us at 10:25 Central Time. We'll talk to him then. Where are we this weekend, though, before I tell you about Storm Restoration Roofing? Friday, we got a live road show?
Yeah, we are going to be on the coast. I know everybody's excited about this.
It's a music festival down there.
Yeah, it's down in Miramar. I need to get the details of exactly what we're going to be doing, but I forgot who the headliner is. Like last weekend, it was Lauren Daigle.
Right.
And so they're doing a lot of these music fests. It's Codar Productions, our friend Todd Coder. They've got us put up in a nice condo. We invited the entire staff here.
Yep.
Everybody shot us down, but we're still going to go.
Well, they have a lot going on.
They do. It's
weddings
springtime.
And kids.
I get that.
All that stuff.
But yeah, I'll give the details on what's going on because these festivals are taking place basically every week down there. And it's a great opportunity, to take the wife or girlfriend or take the entire family and sit on the beach and listen to great music.
Dude, I can tell you right now, JJ and the Mofros, you heard of them?
They were here Saturday night.
They're one of the headliners for this thing.
Yeah, and they were, playing at Avondale, and, Todd brought them to Avondale along with the Yacht Rock Review this past Friday.
Yep. And then we've got who I'm looking forward to. As soon as we get down there, I'm running out to the beach, and I'm going to get Tedeschi Trucks Band. Tedeschi's, is that what I said?
You were close, man.
Tedeschi Truck Bands. I'm going to grab a little bit of that. And St. Paul and the Broken Bones are there. Maggie Rose is there this weekend.
Okay, let me stand corrected. The Moon Crush event, it's a music vacation, not a festival. Music starts at 5, so you can enjoy the day on the beach before attending the event. Thousands of lodging options within walking distance. Everyone who enters is a VIP. A cove is your reserved area for you and your crew all weekend long. Yeah, and Todd explained this a couple of weeks ago. So it's not like on top of each other. Like if you see the Hangout Festival, and look, a lot of people love that. Obviously, the numbers continue to grow, but you have your own little cove. So you're kind of secluded.
Yeah, absolutely. So I can't wait to get down there for that. I think Moon Crush was a weekend ago, 2 weekends ago. This is we'll tell you more details about the one happening this weekend. Looking forward to it. It is fantastic.
No, they're all called Moon Crush.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all happening this weekend. We'll be there live Friday. Should be a fun show. Brownie will be back with us then. He's off a little bit right now. The one last big thing I wanted to tell you about in this opening segment was Dave & Buster's. Anybody ever been? I've never really enjoyed it. I've been one time.
I've been one time. It's little. Not a fan.
So I ran into a guy at a new restaurant. He said him and his wife, they're trying to figure out Birmingham. They didn't know what to do. They went to Dave & Buster's and spent $300 the other night. And I'm like, I spent maybe 5 minutes in Dave & Buster's.
That's what T.J. Miller wanted to do too. Remember?
Yeah.
He wanted to go to, and I think he actually did.
Yeah. You're going to spend a little bit more money now at Dave & Buster's if you choose to do so. Dave & Buster's are now going to allow their loyalty members, 18 of age and older, to have the ability through a new software they'll have in their restaurants to where you could gamble with your friends on arcade games. So let's say we're going to play Pop-A-Shot. We can make a friendly wager using the Dave & Buster loyalty software and make a friendly wager there at Dave & Buster's.
Why would you and I just not say, hey, Pop-A-Shot, let's go $50?
That'd be you and I. But what if you don't know me and you see me hitting Pop-A-Shot and you're next to me Pop-A-Shot, you're from, say, Atlanta, I'm from Nashville, we just happen to be in town together.
And you want to give a percentage to Dave & Buster's.
Oh, of course. Yeah, they're going to get their 10% at least. Here's what's going to happen. Trash on the table. When's this get implemented?
No date set, but it's coming soon.
We're just going to say fall 2024. There's going to be a trash story. Johnny Lawrence was at the Tampa Dave & Buster's, and that's when Mick Smith comes up. They decide to play a friendly game for money. It gets a little heated. Mick pulls out a piece, shoots him in the stomach. Somebody's dead at Dave & Buster's.
Yeah, or breaks open a glass and stabs him with a glass.
I don't think this is a good idea.
It doesn't seem like.
It's going to be put in a ringer like White Men Can't Jump. They're going to have somebody like, this guy can't play video games. I bet you he can.
Yeah. He's losing all on Galaga, losing all the time.
You want to play what? Ninja Turtles? Okay, I'll try it. High score? What the hell does that mean?
Yeah. Or Centipede, and then he's like, yeah, it'll end badly as well. We have one locally, don't we?
Yeah,
by Galleria.
Yeah, never been in there.
What are you doing later today?
Would we do that? Would it be good content?
I can't go today or tomorrow.
I do have to bring this up because these are two of the bands you love. Blackberry Smoke. They're there on Sunday. Aren't you a big Blackberry Smoke fan?
I do enjoy them, yeah.
And then St. Paul and the Broken Bones, Saturday night.
St. Paul and the Broken Bones.
Yeah, it's the Sun, Sand, and Soul beach event this weekend.
That's exactly right.
But they're all Moon Crush events.
All right. All that's happening this weekend down on the beach. When we come back to the what's going on, big contract in football, some college football news to get to, and everything else right here on the next round. Back in a moment, Rockstar.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
You could win a Cadillac CT5 or your share of $25,000 in free play and cash at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Play the latest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can be a winner too. Come win your share during the Cadillac CT5 and $25,000 giveaway at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Drawings April 5th and 6th. Located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
You got to look your best to play your best, and our friends at Bandwagon can help your team find the perfect uniforms for that upcoming season. Bandwagon is with you every step of the way, from developing your team logo design to choosing from their multitude of samples. You name the sport, they can make it happen. To get your uniform journey started, you can shoot them a message on any social media platform or check out their website, bandwagonsports.com. That's bandwagonsports.com. Next round listeners, it's time to jump on the bandwagon.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap. Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Back with you on the next round as we continue on today. LT and Dunaway Brown back with us tomorrow on the show. Rockstar Forester Tyler Lunsford back later this week. Taylor Corn, EG, handling everything with our social media platforms and other such happening up here. Tim Melton getting us ready for another meltdown at 2 o'clock Central Time today. And Kelsey and Reed handling the business of the operation up here as we continue on 117 days from week 0, show number 693. One news note from the NFL free agency market yesterday. The Raiders pick up Michael Gallup, the receiver that one time was with the Cowboys and Cowboys got rid of. So Gallup, who is always productive, it seems, will go to that Raiders roster as they try to find some offense. What is a frustrating rumor out there right now is that Tom Brady is being discussed of possibly making a comeback with the Raiders and or Patriots for 1 year.
You know what's weird?
Do you think that is old news? There's no way that happens.
I think it does not happen. I know there was a report, and I saw it yesterday, that Tom Brady was open to having discussions possibly with the Raiders. I thought the book was closed on Tom Brady a couple of years ago. And I'm just surprised we have a lot of good quarterbacks now. You know, there used to be a moment in time in the NFL where you had what were 8 to 10 quarterbacks that could take you to a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Like, I think the numbers just continue to grow, and there's so many better options, in my opinion. Look, the acumen, the experience, I mean, you're not going to be able to, top that with Tom Brady. But I just think physically there's I don't know, 30 guys that are better than Tom Brady right now.
One more big football news from NFL after I tell you about the great folks at A+. If you're tired of that old, outdated bath or shower, like LT and Brown were, they called Brad Bell with A+ Tile Home Remodeling. Brad came out to their houses and gave them an estimate. This isn't one of those one-day bath remodel places. Brad's estimate actually less expensive and higher quality than those places actually gave these guys. Completely redone bathroom with custom features and real tile plus financing options available. So stop looking at your old ugly tile shower or that island in the kitchen or whatever. Find A+ Tile Home Remodeling on Facebook and see some beautiful finished bathrooms. Call Brad today or text Brad at this number straight to him, 205-422-1758. 422-1758. That's his own cell number right there, his personal number. You get a direct line straight to Brad at 205-422-1758. Brad and his team are now serving Huntsville and Mobile as well. So make the call that LT and Brownie made. Brad Bell at A+ Tile Home Remodeling, 205-422 and 1758 right there with A+.
So he was on your team the last time you saw him, and the year before he retired, he wins a Super Bowl.
Talking about Tom Brady.
Yeah, and he was really good. But I mean, fact of the matter is he's 46 years old.
Yeah, and did not play last year. Still in good human shape. He's not obese like 42% of Americans.
Right. Yeah, I mean, for 46, he's probably in the top 3% of what 46-year-olds are supposed to look like. But remember when Deshaun Watson was out of football for just a little bit, how inconsistent he was in his 20s coming back.
Yeah, this is more to keep the buzz out there for Tom Brady as he transitions to broadcasting and other things. The Netflix Tom Brady roast that's upcoming, Kevin Hart will host it. Jeff Ross will be part of the folks. He's always part of it. He doesn't really know all these people usually, right? He's He's just a roaster.
He's just one of those guys that he'll go into prisons and roast inmates.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Bill Belichick expected to be one of the people that roast Tom Brady.
Well, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So I didn't see. There were people that said Belichick did really good. I was kind of fascinated watching Nick Saban with the draft coverage this past weekend. So I never saw McAfee and Belichick, but some people said that Belichick was a different Belichick on the set.
Absolutely. And Saban's different in that setting than he was. And then also Ben Affleck could end up there. It's not finalized, but Ben Affleck, big Boston sports fan, could end up being roasting him as well, Ben Affleck. And still room for a couple others.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg, Martha Stewart, those people usually make a run.
It just doesn't seem there's enough dirt. Like Charlie Sheen, a roast like that, I was like, oh, I'm all in on this.
Well, what about Travis Kelce? Travis Kelce gets a new contract yesterday. Highest paid tight end now. 2 years, $34 million extension makes him the highest paid tight end. Now signed on to play football through 2025. That likely will end his playing career. He'll probably play these 2 more years. Are you shocked it's the first time in Travis Kelce's career he is the highest paid tight end?
I am shocked, yes. I mean, because he's been arguably the best tight end for the last 5 or 6 years.
Right.
I'm trying to think, George Kittle maybe was that guy right before that maybe was the highest paid. And then some of the guys on the back end of their career. I don't know. Yeah, I am really surprised. Look, well-deserved. It looked for a moment in the regular season last year that Travis Kelce was losing a little bit. Then once they got to the postseason, it was
turned it on.
Yeah, it was Hall of Fame Travis Kelce.
Yeah, now this deal, 2-year contract extension, $34 million, does not come with the fact that he has to keep dating Taylor Swift. But that is a bonus for the NFL if they are still dating and or engaged by the time the season starts next year.
Yeah, I wonder how visible she'll be this year because it was kind of a novelty last year. I'm sure she enjoyed it. But being in the box and being shown nonstop, just don't know if you'll see that this year.
Dude, she was squeezing it in between tour dates this past year. Next year, she will not be on a tour. So she may be at home and away.
And I just finished that Beckham documentary, and he would drive 4 hours to spend 10 minutes with her when she was in London and he was in Manchester.
How about that?
It's pretty crazy.
Undefeated.
Now, I will say I finished it. I finished 3 parts. There's one more part. I didn't realize there's some kind of cheating scandal coming up with the 4th part. I don't really remember that.
I don't either. They lure you in, though, in these documentaries.
Yeah, so maybe nothing ever happened, but I'm really interested to see part 4 whenever I get a chance to get on that.
Jason Kelce got signed on by ESPN as well. He'll be part of Monday Night Countdown leading into the Monday night games.
I mean, I think it makes sense. Obviously, Jason Kelce was a great player, won a championship, but also with that podcast that is so popular, the cross-promotion.
Yep, works out really good. Monday, they get $5 million each. I was told this past year on their podcast.
That's insane.
That's a good living.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's easy to say. I'm sure Travis still loves playing football, but boy, it'd be a lot easier to give it up if you're making $5 million on a podcast. And what do they do it once or twice a week?
Whenever they want.
But I mean, is it consistent at all?
I listen to it, but I don't pay attention. It just loads up in my podcast, and if I'm on a drive, I'll knock 2 or 3 out. At least once a week, though, it seems like.
Mystery Fifth Hour like?
It is Mystery Fifth Hour like. We got to take
our pay grade a little bit under that, though.
We make less than $5 million a year. All right, Alabama portal news and where this former 4-star safety likely is going to end up. After I tell you about Storm Restoration Roofing, it is raining out here. Boy, it's been a long time. When's the last time it rained around here?
Last night.
I mean, other than last night.
Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It seems like it's a good solid rain. I woke up to thunder this morning about 5:30, and I was like, this is one of those days I don't even want to get out of bed. It's when it rains, a good southern springtime rain. That's when you find out maybe when you have a leak in your roof, and that's when you need Greg from Pell City to come fix that leak. But he'll do more than that. Before you've got water damage up there, he'll come out there and give you a free no-cost roof inspection. Storm Restoration Roofing, 205-542-3531, 542-3531, Storm Restoration Roofing. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. You can also look him up on Facebook, Greg from Pell City. A lot of our viewers have used Greg, so if you ever want a report card on Greg, just jump in our chat room and ask him about that. It is Storm Restoration Roofing. Works with insurance providers to get you the best deal. He'll give you that free no-cost roof inspection. He'll replace an old roof. He'll handle storm damage and so much more. It is Storm Restoration Roofing. Greg from Pell City, 205-542-3531. Pritch Law, Talladega weekend. It did rain overnight at Talladega weekend. It never rained on me, though. I was talking about raining on when I'm out and about, and it actually is raining. Like it has rained when I've been asleep.
I mean, normally in April, you get a ton of rain.
Yeah, just a rainy day. And today seems like it's going to be a rainy day, though I see some sun creeping in the offices up here. So maybe it's not a washout today either. It never rains on Jimmy Sunshine.
I hope not. Chili and Bullet do not like rain. Taking them to the dog park in rain is not good. And if they don't get out, the house gets destroyed.
Yeah, my dogs don't like to go out. They're short dogs, so them going to do their business out in the yard, they don't like the wet grass. So their
ass touches grass?
Yeah.
Those legs.
They love to. At that point, they just use the rock walkway.
How long can you leave them in the house without them having an accident?
They probably can go 4, 5, 6 hours. They're pretty good about it.
Yeah, I think 6 is about that number.
Pretty good about it. Alabama loses a 4-star safety, Peyton Woodyard. Peyton leaves in likely destination going to be Oregon. This is a talented player. Was a top 120 guy when he signed with Alabama. Bright future ahead of him. Safety position where you lost the big star Caleb last year. Anyway, Caleb Downs. But this is one of those you just wonder, with so many big DB recruits in, did he feel like he was going to be less playing time than he expected? He waited until the 11th hour here. He hits the portal and likely heading to Oregon, according to everyone out there.
Well, and obviously, was slow maybe digesting that Nick Saban defense because he's a guy that didn't play at all. Was a 4-star coming in, and typically now these freshmen, man, if they're ready, they're playing.
Yeah, if they're good enough to have that recruits. But last year you had a couple of NFL corners. You had Malachi back there. You had Caleb Downs, who was an all-everything freshman. Wasn't a big path to getting out there. You had Jaylen Key, who will join the show at 10:25. He had a role.
But if you're Woodard, you look now, you've got 5 true freshmen in that defensive backfield. And I guess after watching in spring, he kind of knows his pecking order and probably not going to play a lot. Yeah. So
Alabama fan will say, he probably saw that he wasn't going to be the starter, and that's why he's leaving. Other people would say, as you see some over there, tampering it happens a lot when you get that.
Yeah, I mean, Blake's right. The do not contact tag in the portal, and that's what he has listed himself, means, hey, look, as you said the other day, it's the do not disturb. Basically means you've got your destination.
Yeah, and everyone thinks that's going to be Oregon. So as I have said all the way through this, what has been a very calm portal time for Alabama football, I kept telling you guys there were going to be 1 or 2, and I expected it to be 1 or 2 DBs who would pop out because of how many big stars had come in, and Woodyard ends up being one of those. We'll see if anybody else has their name in the portal before the deadline.
Yeah, if I'm a fan and my guy didn't play the year before, I'm not really concerned about it.
Yeah, so that's that news there. On the flip side, what I called back when Caden Proctor did this, the boomerang effect, Jacoby Criswell, one-time North Carolina, then Arkansas backup quarterback, is now heading back to North Carolina. But my favorite portal news of the day right here comes from Mississippi State. Jimmy Bell, 6'10" center in basketball, 280 pounds, played in 34 games last year for Chris Jans at Mississippi State. He has entered the portal for football portal. He's leaving Mississippi State. He's going to go play football.
What's he going to play at 6'10"?
He worked out a little bit when he was on West Virginia's roster, basketball, and then he worked out a little bit with football. They worked him at offensive line, and Neil Brown was quoted back then as saying, quote, he's got to get used to using his hands more. You can't foul out in football.
Yeah, you ain't got 5 to get. Five penalties is going to get us beat.
Yeah, so you got to use your hands more, get a little bit more physical in there. But with 6'10", 280, his reach, they think that he could play offensive line and or possibly tight end.
6'8" seems to be that massive number on the offensive line. Too Tall Jones, what did he play at?
He was called too tall, and I think he was 6. I'm going to say he was 6'8".
I got it right now.
I'm going to say he was 6'8", 265, 275.
Ed Too Tall Jones was 6'9".
6'9".
So this guy is taller than Too Tall.
Yeah, taller than Too Tall Jones.
But it's going to be hard for a quarterback to throw over a guy that's 6'10".
Yeah, with his basketball reach. But he's going to be on the offensive line. I would work him at defensive line.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
That's a great point.
I'm talking about his own quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, defensive line, and the guy's used to blocking shots.
Yeah. Or at least have him special teams to block field goals.
Yeah. I mean, what was the kid, Finch, they brought in on Wildcats?
I can't remember his name.
I think it was Finch.
Yeah. Football.
Yeah, and Goldie Hawn had to pay him to come off the bench, come block a field goal.
She was a great coach.
But, yeah, I guarantee you, special teams, I mean, he's got to be really athletic, so you would think he could play on that defensive line.
Today is the last portal day, Jeff, for football to enter the portal, not for you to come out of the portal. And some of those names will trickle out after today, so it doesn't necessarily mean the news will all end today. They will continue to trickle out over usually the next 48 hours. All right, when we come back, the impact on Grant Nelson's news yesterday, saying he's coming back to nobody's surprise. It was first reported by Harry's Bar here on the show. We got that first from Harry's Bar last week, but it became official yesterday. We'll talk about Grant Nelson, and we'll talk about Bill Connolly's story at ESPN.com. Has this football portal changed your thoughts on certain teams' chances of making the college football playoff? I'll throw out some names and let LT react to that coming up on the show. That's being brought to you by our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Way to Wellness, Leslie and her board-certified team will help you jumpstart your weight loss. They'll also help you control your blood pressure and also your cholesterol. It can all be done through the diet there, and just gives you a little bit of plan to enjoy 2024, the summer of, a little bit better. Leslie and her board-certified team right here walking the Next Round crew through that free no-cost evaluation. There's also no contract, and there's no sign-up fees. So to get started with Way to Wellness, there's really no out-of-pocket money just to find out what it's all about. All you have to do is go to the website, aplanforme.com. Aplanforme.com. That's Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Call the Next Round now at 205-734-0923.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Spring weather is here, and our friends at Hemp Hill Services are offering a $69 HVAC tune-up plus 10% off any service call when you mention the Next Round. Call Adam, Chad, and the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Make sure your HVAC unit is ready to keep up with the changing weather. Hemp Hill Services, locally owned and operated independent train dealer. The team can service all makes and models. For all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, call Hemp Hill Services. It's hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com. That's 205-229-2090, hemphillservices.com.
Every day, someone is ridiculed and mocked for the clothing they chose to wear. It's a harsh reality we all must face. But you have the chance to change all of that with one visit to nextround.store. For just a few minutes of browsing, you will observe so many clothing options, from hats to hoodies to t-shirts. Please, for yourself or someone you love, go to nextround.store and embrace the warmth of true attire.
There is no better place to watch your favorite sporting events and enjoy great food than one of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons. The TVs are everywhere with your favorite sports, and the menu is second to none. From the great appetizers like the waffle cheese fries to the Avery Island salad, handhelds like the all-new chicken bomber, bistro specialties with a special taste of the Bayou, the amazing hand-patty burgers, the great po' boys, and the specialty drinks. Visit any of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons: Greystone, Stadium Trace and Hoover, and the brand new location in Trussville.
When on YouTube, you constantly hear requests to please like and subscribe. Well, here at Disrupt Media, we aren't going to play that game. Those demands are frankly outdated. So we just want you to hit like or subscribe. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure novel. Pick a path, hit like, or hit subscribe. It's your call. We don't care which, just pick one. Or go to Roll Tide Pods and do it. Or War Damn Pods. Or the Disrupt Media YouTube channel. Or The Meltdown. Just make a decision and stick with it. Like or subscribe, the choice is yours.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
I didn't just throw out 42% obesity out of nowhere earlier. That was not just a random number off the top of my head. Ashley, one of our great female listeners who lives up on the Atlantic coast, had posted this morning, out of World War II, coming out of World War II, Americans were less than 10%. Just under 10% obesity rate in the U.S.
Okay, so what are we blaming on? Is it
a new study? We'll finish the sentence. The new study now comes out that it's 42% obesity in the United States.
And obviously in the South, it's a lot higher than that. I mean, Alabama, we're probably looking at 60, 70%, but do you think it's just the preservatives and
that you have access to anything you want whenever you want it?
And the fact that it's a lot cheaper to grab a fast food cheeseburger than it is to go get some good fruit.
Yeah, I would also say that, first off, we probably changed the way we judge obesity in our country, too. Like, I remember when what was the old, it was the Wii. The first time you could stand on it to create your character. And my son, I think, was 4 at the time, maybe 5. And they created my character, and I stood on there. And at that time, I was not as hefty as I am now. I think I was rolling in about 181. And with my height, you put in your
181.
With my height, it creates me, and it gives you the level. And he's like, "Oh, Dad, you're obese."
Yep.
I was like, "You actually say obese." So it is some people who would not call themselves obese technically are obese. But there are a lot of reasons. There's a documentary on Netflix that I started watching last night about knowing your gut.
Gut health, yeah.
Gut health. It was boring as crap. I made it about 15, 20 minutes into it. Had a lot going on.
Surprised you hadn't watched Beckham yet. You'd like that.
Yeah, I tried to get into that. I tried to get into Swamp Kings. I'd watched one episode of that.
What is Swamp Kings?
It was about the Florida Gators.
Oh,
during Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
I watched one episode back, and I tried to watch 2. Just wasn't in a good watching mood last night. So I couldn't get into it. But the gut health looked like it was going to interest me. But in reality, what I wanted was, give me 15 minutes of you proving to me you know what you're talking about, and then give me 15 minutes of, I don't need 4 episodes. Then give me 15 minutes of what's good for me to eat and what's not good for me to eat.
It does. I will say this about the Arnold, the Sly, the Beckham. They're not as redundant as some of these other things.
Right.
Like when you watch something like that, it's just the same thing over and over again. So by episode 2, 3, 4, you're kind of done with it.
Yeah, like that kid, the Nickelodeon thing I talked about.
Yeah, the pedophile, basically.
Yeah, the four episodes. It was interesting to me, but they did a lot of repeating. And
like if you
could have been a good 2-hour show.
I don't know where you are on Jaws. I know Tim Melton from The Meltdown is like me. It's like a top 10 film. It's incredible. But if you go to the beach scene in Jaws, you don't see a lot of fat people. You don't see any defined people either. It's just weird to see what people look like back in the early 70s.
Right. They weren't muscular. They didn't have any tone.
It was like everybody was skinny fat, but I mean, by BMI, they're probably not listed as obese.
I wonder if cigarette smoking had something to do with that.
Possibly. I think our diet, though,
it has
obviously,
changed.
It's changed 100%.
Fat, preservatives, steroids into chicken, which I called a long time ago.
That's how we've gotten guys that are 6'10" playing the offensive line, though.
That's why my chicken breast that I ate last night was that big. I don't think that's natural.
No,
I think it's enhanced.
It is amazing, though. Like, if you look at obesity in other countries, it's not even close to where we are right now.
Yeah. Dr. B will take care of your hair loss, which some people say can be attributed to your diet. Sometimes it's not, but whatever it is, Dr. B can correct it.
Yeah, look, and it's never too late. I mean, Dr. B, a guy that is going to tell you whether or not it's going to work for you. If their hair follicles are completely dead, then probably not going to work. But like Brownie went to see him. Brownie hasn't had a treatment in a decade. And Dr. B thinks he's going to be able to work some magic for Ryan Brown. Again, my hair has more than doubled in thickness since I first went to see him about 2.5 years ago. I do that non-invasive treatment 3 times on the couch, 30 minutes each time. That is it. For more than 20 years, women and men have turned to Dr. Beckenstein for a range of cosmetic and reconstructive procedures. He will use that experience, his advanced training and genetic testing to help his patients fully understand the procedures they are considering. Call Dr. B today. Schedule that consultation, 205-319-0316. Or for more information, you can always go online. Go to T3hair.net.
Okay, big news has been happening for the past couple of days, and I'd mentioned it on one of the videos I did for Taylor on one of the commitments when it was NIL related, that we were probably 12 to 18 months on the current standard of how we understand the way the NIL is working, and then there would be some different rules in place. So, for instance, if you're a collective at Alabama, you're a collective at Auburn or UAB, anywhere else in the SEC or a group of 5, your boosters right now are having to dig into their pockets to help football and basketball stay afloat, to get a competitive roster. Ross Dellinger, Yahoo Sports, and now Pete Thamel of ESPN reporting that we're on the verge off of an NCAA antitrust case that is in front of the federal government, of a settlement that is going to lead to revenue sharing. Now, what that means is finally we'll be able to tap into TV money and other monies, and the athletic department will be able to pay the athletes. And that's going to take a little bit off of the boosters. It's going to allow them, it's going to free them up to do what boosters usually do, pay to build things and to pay people under the table. But we're going to be able to tap in and pay the players with revenue dollars, TV dollars, and other, tickets, whatever revenue is generated by your program. And here's how Dellinger lays it out. There'll be a permissive cap, there'll be a salary cap, which is where your boosters will come in again to help slide past that salary cap, but it'll be less expensive on the boosters. There'll be legal protection. There'll still be NIL. So athletes will still be able to use their name, image, and likeness to make extra
endorsements.
Money. That's right. Still make extra money. You'll still have the unlimited transfers, unless we end up coming up with contracts that ties you to a school longer than 1 year. So the thing that will change the most is that is where the money's coming from. You'll be able to tap in to the athletic department money and give it to the athletes, one step closer to technically making them employees.
Here's the complication, Title IX. How does this factor in? How do Olympic sports factor in? Because the television deals, this revenue is coming in because of football and basketball.
Yep.
So how are you going to pay out all these other athletes that have nothing to do with that revenue?
The one thing that's out there, according to Ross Dellinger, is how that impacts Title IX. If you'll go back and watch, last time Greg Byrne was on with us when we were over at North River, he talked about that, about the changing landscape, and everyone thinks it's great for football and basketball. How does it impact Title IX and the other Olympic sports? And that's something that'll have to be worked out, and probably will be worked out in the court cases. But this comes on the heels of yesterday when UAB here locally in Birmingham, the Blazers and Trent Dilfer headed up basically our buddy Jim Cavall's organization, sort of a pseudo players union that UAB became the first to sign up on.
Yeah, athletes.org.
Yeah. Now, when you see that, I don't know who's paying the dues for the players, if the players are having to pay to be a member of that, if UAB's handling all of that. A lot of details to work out, but that made national headlines yesterday. And that's just one of the things that eventually players will need to help, collectively bargain down the road for their share of the revenue that's produced.
We've always been pro players paid, but boy, it gets complicated. And that was always kind of the other side of the argument. Like, it seems like a great idea on the surface because everybody's making this money outside of the athletes, but how do you really do it? because there's so many complications, and I mean, it's dizzying. I don't know if they're ever going to have a clear-cut way that makes sense.
Well, that's what needs to happen, because when I watched Trent Dilfer yesterday talking on the video that was sent out, and, Jim's a great businessman. I think, he's a Montevallo grad like I am. He's been on the cutting edge of a variety of different things, helping college athletics over the years. But the way we're doing things now, LT, it reminds me of the game Jenga, right? You've got all these little pieces stacked up. And when UAB jumps in and does what they did yesterday, that's like pulling out a piece of the Jenga there. When you have the word coming out that we're going to pay the players with revenue that's created, that's another piece. It feels like we have 100 different people pulling out pieces, and we don't know how it's impacting the sturdiness of our stack. You know what I mean?
Well, and look, I hadn't played Jenga in forever. I know you played the life-size Jenga out in Arizona, right?
Yeah, I did. So I fell in love with the game.
But when you pull a piece and it falls, you lose, right?
You lose. But we're all pulling pieces right now. UAB with the players that they did yesterday. The antitrust, the Title IX, the realignment in conferences. Eventually, you pull out a piece and it all collapses. That's why I wish we'd take a beat and sort of get organized on how to play the game the rest of the way out.
Yeah, but the problem is, who's going to head this thing up? Who's going to figure it out? Everybody's got a solution, or everybody says they have a solution.
Right now, it's going to be the SEC and the Big Ten who, according to Pete Thamel, are working on their own model on how they're going to pay the players with revenue that they create. And that will get a little bit more separation for those two conferences. Just something to keep an eye on as we move over the next few days. That coming from UAB a little bit yesterday, but more importantly, the big revenue share and the settlement between the NCAA and the federal lawsuit, the antitrust lawsuit that is out there. Keep an eye on it. It will impact your school, maybe in a positive way if you're a big booster that's been spending money out the backside since we got it to the NIL world to keep your team and your program afloat. We'll talk to Klay Travis coming up at the top of the hour. One more thing in this segment after I tell you about the golf card that is available here through the next round. We've had such great success, and we appreciate you guys so much over the years supporting our golf card. And there's a chance for you to hop in again right now and get another next round golf card. 4 area golf courses for just $99. You get 18 holes of golf and a cart at great courses like Limestone Springs. I played there twice over the weekend. Cross Creek, the Meadows. I'll be out there later this week. And the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. All this presented by our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. That's a value, by the way. You pay $99. It's a value of $247 in greens fees. So you can get the next round deluxe golf card for $119. $99 for the golf card. Make it a deluxe for $119. That'll get you 4 courses with a cart plus exclusive next round golf t-shirt, the koozie, golf tees, and a sticker. So $99 for the golf card. Throw an extra on the top of that to make it a deluxe. No restrictions. The card is good through October of 2024. Supplies are limited, so get your golf card now. Nextround.store. Nextround.store. In baseball, I don't know if you like the City Connect jerseys that everyone has. Tampa Bay threw theirs out over the weekend. I actually love them. I may get one. They're very bright. This is the Tampa Bay Rays City Connect uniforms. You like them?
No, not a fan.
Not a fan? You don't like the Rays skin
It looks
texture?
like you're walking into a nice haunted house. Or a rave.
This is a nice haunted house.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo. Welcome in with your pinky out. Boo.
But you guys have never had good gear.
We have never had good gear or good uniforms. It does bring back the devil ray on the hat there for the...
Looks more like an alien than a ray.
It does look like a flying saucer trying to beam somebody up, Scotty. Anyway, City Connect uniforms there. Who has the best City Connect uniform? Reds were pretty good the other day. You like the Dodgers have good City Connect uniforms?
I haven't even seen the Dodgers City Connect uniforms.
In the past?
Yeah.
They ever been good? You
Dodgers,
don't like the alternate.
Yankees, don't mess with those uniforms. You can mess with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, we'll mess with Klay Travis when we come back on the show. Don't forget to get your golf card. We appreciate you guys supporting us. And if you want gear, nextround.store. Troy says the Brave City Connect are really good. So is Daniel. But then again, he's biased. Jason says supposedly it's a nod to the skating culture in Tampa, because if there's one thing baseball fans love, it's skateboarding. This is exactly right, Jace. There is one picture of a guy holding a skateboard. So I saw that. We're back in a moment. This is TNR.
Follow John Lunsford on Twitter @JLuntz.
Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst is back May 12th through 14th on Logan Martin Lake in Pell City. It is Bama's biggest in-water boat show with more than 100 boats and vehicles on display, vendors and food trucks, live music all weekend long, and it is free public admission. Don't forget the Friday night fireworks show, free Velcro Pygmies concert Saturday, free mimosas for Mom on Mother's Day Sunday. LoganMartinLakeFest.com for more info. It's the annual Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst May 12th through 14th, LoganMartinLakeFest.com.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Hey, you. Days warming up, looking like spring. And at New Balance Birmingham, we've got the thing. What pops and what's fresh? Check the selects. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Birmingham's favorite lawn party returns to Greystone for the Regions Tradition May 8th through 12th. Watch the legends of the game at Greystone and check out the Celebrity Pro-Am featuring Charles Barkley, Nick Saban, Kalen DeBoer, Hugh Freeze, and country superstar Riley Green. Enjoy the fun in the sun at the White Claw Watering Hole and Casamigos Club. And don't miss the food trucks and the Friday concert featuring the Black Jacket Symphony. The Regions Tradition. Buy your tickets today.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Fire damage to your home or business is something you never want to consider. Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. But in the horrible event it happens, Dry Tech is here to help. They respond quickly and will reply to you within 20 minutes when you call 205-637-0143. They're working for you, the customer, not the insurance company. They've got 5 crews ready to go 24/7. Don't call the insurance company first. Call Dry Tech. Just remember this website, mydrytech.com. That is mydrytech.com.
Take TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1? Find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2? Stream it now. Miss Hour 3? Download it for later. Miss Hour 4? Well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Let's start this hour off with our friends at Redmond Vodka. We'll get to Klay Travis a little bit later on if he joins us. Redmond Vodka, always there for you when you need them, LT.
Yeah, locally owned and operated. Charles Barkley, one of the great faces behind the product that is Redmond Vodka. If you're out at the bar or restaurant, ask for it by name. If they don't have it, tell them to get it. Available in 22 states. Gluten-free, 8 times distilled. It is Redmond Vodka.
All right. Yesterday, Grant Nelson made it official. He is coming back. He made it official right after our show was over with. To nobody's surprise, the North Dakota State transfer, the stash, as you see Alabama men's basketball mood with the mustache there. That's a little thicker than Grant's actually is. But that was the mood yesterday. Grant Nelson coming back and helped out by the fact that he's not going to have to play 5 most likely this year. He'll be able to play a position that he'll be projected at the NBA level and get a chance to put some good tape down.
Yeah, which is the 3 and 4. And look, he's a guy that can put it on the floor. He has range. He's got to get a little more consistent there. Got to get more consistent defensively. Maybe add a little bit more bulk. But I do think his upside is tremendous. And if everything breaks right, people are going to say that I'm insane for saying this. I think he could play his way into the back end of the lottery.
Yeah, to the back end of the lottery. So a first-round guy. We bring in now Klay Travis, the founder of Outkick. Klay, are you ready for Alabama to haunt your timeline 12 months out of the year, not just as a football power, but now as a basketball power with a Final Four trip and now building maybe the best roster in college basketball for next year?
What's happened that I don't know about?
Well, they got a bunch of people back. They keep adding people in the portal. They got a great recruiting class. Alabama has become a basketball school, Klay.
I think they're preseason number 10. I mean, I expected better from you, Dunaway.
Oh, they'll be preseason number 1 when real polls come out.
I don't think so. But you know, as the defending SEC champions in Knoxville, undisputed double winners over Tuscaloosa Alabama team, including a break the soul win in Coleman Coliseum to end Alabama's quest to be SEC champs. So we don't worry about second place.
Let me ask you a serious question, though. If you had to buy stock in one of these programs making a deeper run in the postseason, Josh Heupel in Tennessee football or Nate Oates in Alabama basketball?
Well, I think it's a function of how good Nico's going to be. Because I think they're going to have really good talent around Nico. And I don't want to be like, who was it back in the day who predicted that Beto Cook, who said that
Ron Paulus
win back-to-back Heisman trophies. So I don't want to put it on Nico. But what I've been told is that they expect Nico to be a top 10 pick in 2 years. So there is a lot of optimism that he is going to be, Tennessee's quarterback for the next 2 years. Then they've got another 5-star that they really like, George McIntyre, who's committed. So they feel really good about the quarterback. And I think they're in the lead right now for the number 1 quarterback in 2026. This kid, I think Brandon Faison or Faison Brandon, I might have gotten his name reversed there. So you're looking ahead. I mean, at Tennessee having incredibly elite quarterback play over the next 4 or 5 years. They feel really, really confident about that. And so I think Tennessee will be, when you're going to a 12-team playoff in the next 5 years, I would expect Tennessee, if these quarterbacks play well, to be in the playoff 2 or 3 of those years. Like, I don't think that's a crazy proposition. I don't think they think that it's necessarily going to be the best team this coming year, but I feel like in 2 years when Nico would be a junior, they feel like they'll be a top 5 team in college football. And I think they feel like they'll be top 15 this year. So, and I think, honestly, that the Tennessee basketball team is probably in a similar position. I know if you look, honestly, I think Danny White deserves a lot of credit. I mean, again, Tennessee baseball is as good as anybody in the country. The Tennessee softball team is good. We'll see if they can get the Lady Vols fixed. But you got top 10 caliber, football program, basketball program, baseball program, which are the 3, sort of stalwarts on the men's side. And then they seem to be firing on all cylinders there. So with good coaches that they feel fairly confident about. There's a transfer portal guy that's out there, Chaz Lanier, who is right now, I think, kind of testing the waters on the NBA, that Tennessee feels good about getting. And if they get him, they feel like they'll be as good or better in basketball this year coming up, as they were this past year. They were good enough to contend for a championship nationwide last year. And I think they feel like, they'll be top 10 caliber again coming back next year. So I think it's harder to win a basketball championship than it is to win a football championship in the postseason. And that sounds a little bit arbitrary, but I just think winning 6 games is really hard to do And I feel like we'll see if that changes now that we're going into the 12-team college football playoff era, where it feels like a bit more of a sort of a crapshoot. But right now, I'll give you an example. I would say probably, and I bet you guys would agree, the postseason that is the biggest mess, like anything can happen, is actually baseball, where, as long as you make the postseason, anything can happen in Major League Baseball. Pitcher gets hot, hitters come around. Like, you go look at what happens. The best teams in Major League Baseball the past several years since they expanded the playoffs have tended to get knocked out early.
You've had the Diamondbacks were in the World Series last year.
I mean, the whole thing is crazy, right? I mean, the Braves won the World Series. I know there's probably a bunch of Braves fans in your audience a couple of years ago, and they were very fortunate to get into the postseason, and they just peaked the right time. The last 2 years have been two of the greatest years in Braves postseason history, and they haven't been able to translate it into the postseason, right? So I just think it's going to become a lot more of a crapshoot. And certainly we're already there in college basketball in a one-game scenario, but I'm curious if that's going to be true in a 12-team college football playoff. And what I do think is, I was looking ahead at the top 50 projections because I'm kind of a weirdo like that, maybe already looking ahead at next year's NFL draft. And it's going to be, at least based on those projections, the least amount of talent that Alabama's had, expected to be high-end draft picks in probably 15 years. So I think Alabama football, interestingly, may be in a worse spot right now than Alabama basketball.
Yeah. Did you say, excuse me, did you say Chaz Lanier?
Yes.
Yeah, Nate Oates passed on him. Klay Travis is with us from Outkick.
Actually, Dunaway, Chaz said, "Don't even bother me contacting me, Nate Oates." He put a "do not contact."
Klay Travis, founder of Outkick, is with us. Before we go back and talk a little NFL draft, I do want to ask you, are you concerned at all about the realignment, not necessarily of teams, but how we're going to compensate players? There's developing news on that over the last 48 hours when it comes to this antitrust lawsuit settlement that's going to be coming, and we're going to tap in maybe and come up with a way to share the revenue with athletes. I compared it to like a big Jenga game earlier, and we're pulling out pieces without guessing how it's going to impact the stack. Are you concerned about immediately the future of how we're going to compensate student athletes?
I'm not concerned about compensation, but I think they have to figure out one of two things: the unrestricted transfer portal and/or NIL, which is basically just pay for play. I don't know in general what you guys think about this, but when I see a guy go from Alabama to Auburn or vice versa, it makes me cringe a little bit. Or Georgia to Alabama, or Tennessee had a player go from Tennessee to Arkansas. Not that that's a huge rivalry. And no sitting out in between and transferring in conference. I think it's hard to argue then that you're dealing with anything other than a mercenary era. And I think what I hit with you guys, look, I'm a capitalist, so I don't have a problem with people getting paid. But I do think, I don't know if I gave you this guy as an example recently, but let me just give you a quick illustration. There's a wide receiver named London Humphreys, I believe. You guys can look him up. True freshman at Vanderbilt. Went to a local high school here. Nobody else really came after him. 3-star guy. He was really good as a true freshman. Put up really good numbers. Georgia just gave him $500K and said, "Hey, you come play for us." And he left. And so Vanderbilt found a diamond in the rough. They brought him in. They let him play as a freshman, and then he left, and they get nothing for it. And I just want you to compare that with the NFL draft, where a guy like Puka goes in the 5th round. A lot of people don't see the value there, and the Rams get him for 4 years. So if you find a diamond in the rough in the NFL and you develop him, he doesn't immediately become a free agent. He can get paid down the line, but there's an incentive to go out and find guys and bring them in and develop them. What does Vanderbilt gain from going out and spending all that time recruiting that 3-star that nobody else in the SEC thought could play at this level? He comes in, he's going to be drafted, right? He's going to be a junior or senior, he'll go off and he'll play in the NFL. I really do think, assuming he can stay healthy. Georgia certainly thinks that. They've gone and they bought him from Vanderbilt. There's no compensation. In the NFL, if you were going to move on after a rookie wide receiver, you would trade him, you get more draft picks. I think we're creating a system where there is a lot of perverse incentives that exist there. And so in my world, what I've said for some time is there needs to be a collective bargaining agreement that protects the value that the schools can get from players and also protects the value that the players can get. Like Auburn, I think, had a point guard leave from and go to Alabama, right? I don't think that's a good look. And I don't think it'd be a good look if, you know, a quarterback who was at Auburn one year played at Alabama the next year or vice versa. And so I think they're going to have to figure this out. I don't have a problem, like I said, with players getting paid. I'm a capitalist, but I think it has to be balanced out in a way where a team can, for instance, benefit by signing a 3-star as opposed to immediately getting rated. And you look around and you're like, man, we spent a year developing years on this relationship with this player, and we just don't have the same resources. And I think that's going to be hard to manage because if players start getting paid, how are you going to restrict players getting paid outside of whatever so-called salary cap exists? They do a good job of that, I think, in the NFL and the NBA because for competitive purposes, I think they would need to do the same thing in college football ultimately. But again, that requires the players being employees because that's the only way you really kind of get around the antitrust aspects of restricting or you know, kind of dealing with compensation. Remember, the general rule is the absolute best players make less than they would on the open market, but the floor is way higher. And the reality is endorsement money. You know, LeBron James might make $50 million in endorsements this year. So that's kind of the way that he would get compensated over and above what his on-court value might be. Maybe that's a solution in the long range, but I think it's going to be messy for some time now.
A few more moments. Fox's Klay Travis. You made a declaration about a decade plus ago on our show that the banana was going extinct.
By the way, I have no idea where that's going to go. So, yeah.
I've always said, and this was pre-2020, that I thought civilization would go tits up based on a pandemic. I thought a virus would get us. Now I'm totally convinced AI is going to shut down civilization, but you think birth rates are at a disturbing rate right now where ultimately, I mean, explain your stance on where we are right now with the population and how it's decreasing and how we're never going to have as many people on the world as we have right now.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and I feel like a little bit that nobody ever talks about it. Like you hear about climate change and recycling all the time and whatever. I don't worry about that stuff very much. But the average American woman, according to, I think this is on the front page of the Wall Street Journal, we hit an all-time low on birth rate. The average American woman now is having 1.62 babies. You need to be at 2.1 to basically have a replacement population. This is not unique to the United States. Italy's population is collapsing. Japan's population is collapsing. What does it say when some of the most industrialized, wealthy countries in the world, places like Italy and Japan with incredible histories, United States, that women are not having enough kids to replace themselves? So if you look at the projections right now, you know, we may have already peaked at global population. For instance, this is not China's population has already peaked, and they're on tap to have a 50% reduction of their population over the one China policy, the one kid policy that they tried to put in place because they were worried about overpopulation in the next 40, 50 years. So I think, let's say we're sitting around 8 billion in population right now. It's possible that in 100 years, the population might be 3 billion, 3.5 billion, because people have just decided they don't want to have kids. And so I think the biggest existential threat actually to humanity right now is the exact opposite of the way that a lot of us were raised, which is, there's going to be not enough food, there's going to be too many people on the planet. I don't know that most people have recognized that actually we may well have begun the rapid descent of the population in this world, and just think about what that says about the future, to say nothing of economics, right? I mean, the entire Social Security system, for instance, is built on the idea that we're going to have more workers than we do retirees. what happens to all of global human order if we are suddenly dealing with a collapse in population. I mean, who's going to buy the homes? Who's going to do the jobs? Who's going to pay for the elderly as we have a rapidly graying society? I spend a lot of time worried about it, honestly. I wish I had more kids. I'm happy I had 3, but I wish I could have like 10. And, let's be honest, what could the world use more than more of my bloodline?
You can go out and adopt.
Well, you could adopt, but that doesn't change the overall rate of
you're right.
population that the women are producing. Like, everybody has to produce more kids. Like, LT, you, unless you have more kids, and you might, right now are sitting at 2. You basically are wiping yourself out. Dunaway, you're wiping yourself out. Brown, you got 2. You're wiping yourself out. Like, your population, now your kids may have like 8 kids or whatever else, but unless you're having more than 2 kids, then your overall growth rate as an individual is going to contribute to population decline. To say nothing of, there are tons of people now that are having no kids at all. I mean, the number of I saw a stat. This is kind of crazy. 30% of 30-year-olds men in America are virgins now. Did you see the stat?
Those stats are made up.
30%. I don't think they are.
What is the age?
30% of 30-year-old men are virgins in America today.
Nope.
I mean, seriously. I mean, I don't think people are recognizing phones have come in and basically destroyed humanity. And look, I got a whole life philosophy on this. I think when you say gender doesn't matter, women don't like men as much, men don't like women as much. You got a whole bunch of people that are never meeting. The men are sitting around playing video games all day with no drive and ambition. Women get into their 30s, they're graduating from college and getting advanced degrees. They can't find boys, or maybe they find boys. They can't find men that they want to actually have kids with. I think we're all being sold a bill of goods, and then the world is falling apart in ways that people aren't talking about.
Klay Travis with us from Outkick. We appreciate the time, Klay, and go to our store. We're about to have our T-shirts up. Save the world, have more sex, and we'll give you a percentage of that.
Not just sex, babies. We need more babies.
Save the world, reproduce. Klay Travis. All right, buddy. Thank you. Have a great week. Klay Travis with us from Outkick. The show brought to you by Michelson Laser Vision. Little T, is that confirmed? She has texted me. Is that confirmed? Come in here real quick. I'm getting told Jiren Stevenson is entering the NBA draft, Alabama player. Is that a confirmed thing here? I'm not seeing that anywhere yet, but Little T is texting me saying Jiren Stevenson entering the NBA draft. Now, he can enter like Mark Sears, get evaluated and still come back. So we'll get you more details on that. But he is a young player from Chapel Hill who had a big game. Was his against Clemson to punch the ticket to the Final Four?
Yeah, look, a lot of upside there. But with Jiren, when you start to do the numbers, if there's going to be some guys that possibly have to be out, he might be one of those guys that I don't know. Nate might say that. There are more, important players. There it is right there.
Yeah, there's the from Mike Rodak of AL.com and NBA Communications, 195 players that have filed for the early entries to the NBA draft. Jiren Stevenson is on that list. Doesn't mean he can't come back.
Yeah, zero chance he gets drafted.
It doesn't mean he can't come back. He just gets evaluated there. But that's the official list that the NBA Players Association has now put out. Mark Sears would be on that list as well. So, again, usually players in that situation keep it open for them to return, but obviously getting a little bubbly for the Alabama fan who saw that. Michelson Laser Vision.
205-969-8100. That is the number that I called more than 2 decades ago. I had the 2200 vision. I was legally blind without the aid of contacts, wasting money on contacts and solution each and every year. Went in to see Dr. Mark Michelson. The procedure took 12 minutes for both eyes. I've got 20/15 vision still after all of these years. Make the phone call today, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. Ask about the pre-inflation pricing. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have zero to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Again, 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
Absolutely, Brody. The deadline passed, but much like with the portal, when it closes, there's a few names that trickle out. Jiren's name trickling out as that list becomes public today. The draft deadline was earlier. T-Town Tiger. Jim had to rush Klay off to spout more Bama news. Absolutely. Always takes priority over Klay. There would be more Bama news. I'll do that 100 out of 100 times. We'll talk to a former Bama and UAB player, Mr. Irrelevant, Jaylen Key, scheduled to be with us next, right here on the Next Round, being brought to you in part by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Back in a moment, Rockstar.
Follow The Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites. Only at Twin Peaks.
Fire damage to your home or business is something you never want to consider. Ryan Brown here from the Next Round. But in the horrible event it happens, Dry Tech is here to help. They respond quickly and will reply to you within 20 minutes when you call 205-637-0143. They're working for you, the customer, not the insurance company. They've got 5 crews ready to go 24/7. Don't call the insurance company first. Call Dry Tech. Just remember this website, mydrytech.com. That is mydrytech.com.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Hey, you. Days warming up. Looking like spring. And at New Balance Birmingham, we've got the thing. What pops and what's fresh? Check the selects. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst coming up May 12th through the 14th on Logan Martin Lake in Pell City. Free public admission. It's Bama's biggest in-water boat show. Over 100 boats and vehicles on display. Vendors, food trucks, live music all weekend long. Fireworks show on Friday night. How about this? Free Velcro Pygmies concert coming up on Saturday. Mother's Day is Sunday. They're going to take care of mom with free mimosas all day on Sunday. For more information for this incredible event, go online, LoganMartinLakeFest.com. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
We'll tell you about Lake Fest coming up in a moment, but right now let's bring in, I think it's a compliment the way we celebrate it now. I don't want to call him Mr. Irrelevant. But Jaylen Key, who played at UAB and played at Alabama, now going to play in the NFL, he joins us now on the JohnsonRVCenter.com hotline. When you hear that phrase, do you like it? Do you like being called Mr. Irrelevant?
I mean, for me, I guess Brock Purdy brought a lot of swag to the name this past season, and just how he has come along. But for me, I like it. Just give you a chip on your shoulder. It's just something that you got to lean into, not something that you want to run away from. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is.
So what feel were you getting like going into the draft? We had Dan Orlovsky on yesterday, and he was talking about back in 2005, he heard he could go as early as the third round. He didn't go till the fifth round. I mean, were you sitting there glued to your TV, or did you have to leave the house? Were you watching when it rolled out that you were selected number 257 overall?
Well, I think Jaylen may have frozen there with us here. We'll try to get him back, Rockstar, see if we can get him unfrozen and get him back here. We're going to jump back with Jaylen Key in just a second. He was the last player drafted, and that's the name at 257, Mr. Irrelevant. It comes with some things and some popularity. And when we get Jaylen back up, we'll jump back into the conversation with him. Jiren Stevenson is part of the NBA draft list of 195 players, much like Mark Sears keeps open the ability to return to Alabama if he chooses to do that. Clifford Amorie is in Tuscaloosa, or was last night. We'll keep you updated if that happens in the portal and everything else that is going on, including Jonas Adu, who has left Tennessee, and he is at Arkansas. Let's bring back Jaylen Key, a guy who played a big role in Alabama's SEC championship team. Just start with asking your question again to Jaylen. We'll just reset this.
Yeah, Jaylen, I was just asking, where did your agent think you might fall in this draft? Did you watch the entire draft, and were you watching when the Jets selected you at number 257 overall?
Right. So going into the draft, my projection was already pretty much day 3. So you kind of already have a hunch that your name could be called on day 3 with that projection. But I mean, I pretty much watch most of the draft, like from the first round, to see my guys, Dallas, Terrion, Kool-Aid, all these guys go, JC. So you kind of watch these guys go just because they're your teammates, they're your brothers for life. But as far as watching day 3, I kind of started off watching it, and then as it kind of went on, we kind of went into, me and my family was just out playing games and stuff around the house, just kind of staying away from it, not just sitting there staring at the TV screen, waiting for your name to be called, because ultimately, like, they call your phone before it actually goes on air. So it was just kind of any pick now, and we kind of waited it out. And ultimately, it came down to the last pick, which, hey, it was pretty nerve-wracking, but hey, we made it.
Hey, does it, and I know this is a dumb question, but in the back of my head, it comes with, does it come with a prize, a gift, an endorsement deal? Does it come with anything being the last pick in the draft? Because it's celebrated.
Right. It has its perks. Like if you get a whole week out in Cali, trip paid for and things of that nature. Being Mr. Irrelevant, I think it's called Mr. Irrelevant Week. So I definitely enjoy getting out to do that. I'm pretty sure it comes with endorsements.
Yeah, and you got the Lozman Trophy. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but it's basically the Heisman, but fumbling a football.
That's not true, is it?
It is true.
Don't bring my man Jaylen Key on.
I don't know.
That.
They used to get a Rolex. Now, Rolexes are in high demand now. They're a little scarce out there. So I don't know if you guys, have they said anything about a Rolex to you?
I haven't heard that one yet, or the trophy. So
yeah,
hey,
you get.
I guess it'd be a surprise.
I'll give you the rundown, Jaylen. You get the week in Newport Beach. You get the Disneyland appearance. You get a round of golf. I don't know who you're playing with. You get the Lozman Trophy, and you used to get a Rolex. So I would ask about my Rolex.
Okay, thank you. I'll put that on my checklist.
So for you, this championship season of winning the SEC championship, you leave UAB, you go to Alabama. Obviously, everyone sees this happen all the time in college football now. Why choose Alabama? And when you got to Alabama, did it check all the boxes for you? Did you reach the goal you wanted to reach when you got to Alabama?
Right. So for me, that's kind of what it was about. Just going to a program to where you're playing against the best guys every day in the country. Ultimately preparing you for the next level in which we are now. Going to play under Coach Saban, one of the best defensive minds in the game of football. Going to play in his system. I'm playing DB, his position. That's what he coached. Safety, corners. That's pretty much his expertise. So for me, that's kind of what it was. And just been able to play in that system and going in, like, of course, the goal is to win a national championship, and we came up short of that. So we didn't really reach our goal, But for me, going in, getting those experiences, playing the games that you see on TV growing up every year that you just dream of playing in, those things were accomplished for me. But as a team, we want to win it all.
So you go to a Jets team, speaking of winning it all, they haven't won it all since Super Bowl III, but the expectation when they went out and got Aaron Rodgers last year, and obviously that first series he goes down, he's lost for the year, and it's kind of a lost year for the Jets, but the expectation, what they've been building, this got to be exciting for you to go play with one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's one of the bigger things I look forward to, going in and playing with Aaron Rodgers. So that's actually pretty crazy. So when you grow up watching that, you end up playing with him. So that's actually crazy.
I mean, do you already know what you're going to ask him when you first get that opportunity to talk to him, or do you think you'll pick him off in practice before you ever have a conversation with him? How do you think it'll work?
Hey, that's the plan. I want to pick him off in practice and get to say something to him.
Yeah.
If he ever knows your first name, you've done well.
Right.
Have you spent a lot of time in New York City?
I haven't. I've never been.
Oh, wow.
Never been. This is the first time.
So when do you go up there and start looking for a place to live?
I report up there Thursday for mini camp.
So Thursday, that's quick.
As far as looking for like apartments and stuff, I'm guessing that starts pretty much instantly once you touch down.
Yeah, I would. I'd be a little thrifty. I'd live on the outside of the city. Real estate's pretty high in New York City.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, because you're like me. You're not from a big city. Quincy, Florida is not a big city, right?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay. So Rockstar, look it up real quickly. Rockstar, can you tell me, Rocky, the price of a Big Mac in New York City? And I'm gonna see if Jaylen can guess the closest. See how close you can get to the price of a Big Mac in New York City, because everything's out of whack up there. See, like if you'd gone to Atlanta, you'd have known how much a Big Mac costs, right? If you'd gone to Dallas, but now in New York City, how much do you think a Big Mac costs in New York City, Jaylen?
$11.
$11.
That's a good guess.
That's a great guess, Jaylen Key.
Alabama is currently $4.70.
$4.70 here.
New York is $5.29.
That's not bad.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
$5.29.
That's $5.29. That's not horrible.
Yeah, I thought it was out of whack.
You're thinking like cigarettes. Cigarettes is absurd.
Well, Jaylen doesn't smoke.
I'm just saying, but just like.
Hey, so what is the goal? Just to go out there and stick with the team and be on this 53-man roster?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's always the goal. Go in, making the team. That's the biggest goal, and then definitely going in and make a difference. That's an even bigger goal. So like anybody could go in, and well, not anybody, but in this profession, you can go in and make a team. But can you make a difference in the organization that you're in, and the entire organization, being the NFL?
Who was the first teammate to call you, and what did they tell you?
Terrion definitely. So Terrion just called me. He was hyped up for me. You know him, a character. So he was hyped up. He was just telling me, "Hey, let's get it. This is what we always dreamed of." Him being from right around the way from well, I'm from Tallahassee. I'm from Quincy, so I went to school over in Tallahassee High School. So we kind of already knew each other just growing up. It was like, this is what we always work for, dream of. Let's get it.
Yeah.
So on a Monday Night Football, they're doing the opening introductions, starting lineups. Jaylen Key, safety. Do you go UAB or Alabama, or do you go Quincy High School?
I haven't come up with that. I probably, I don't know, Alabama, both of them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Alabama fans and UAB fans will love that, the duel there.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You got time to think about that one. Make that team,
Yeah,
and then
I got a little time.
Make that team, and we look forward to the pictures afterwards of you and Terrion, because I guarantee you when the schedule comes out here in May, I guarantee you Detroit and the Jets will be paired up in a game. So hopefully you two will get a chance to take that picture swapping jerseys after the game. Rockstar?
After we get up on them.
Just say Jaylen Key, University of Alabama, Birmingham.
I don't think that'll suffice. All right.
Nah, that ain't gonna get it done.
Jaylen, man, thank you for your time and congratulations. It really, to me, after the first couple of rounds, it is the most celebrated draft pick. So you'll be remembered for a long, long time, and hopefully you'll have that Brock Purdy trek to turning it into stardom for many years to come. Fantastic, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Jaylen Key there with us on the JohnsonRVCenter.com hotline. Show also being brought to you by our friends at LakeFest.
LakeFest is coming up May 10th through the 12th. It's become an incredible event here locally. Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst. May 12th through the 14th on Logan Martin Lake in Pell City. Free admission for the public. It's Bama's biggest in-water boat show. Over 100 boats and vehicles on display. Vendors, food trucks, live music all weekend. Fireworks show on Friday night. And don't forget the Velcro Pygmies free concert on Saturday, Mother's Day weekend, free mimosas for the mom. They're going to take care of her. For more information, LoganMartinLakefest.com. That's LoganMartinLakefest.com.
I'm blown away that the Big Mac's only $5.29. I wonder if that's just the average price in the whole state of New York and not New York City, because North Dakota is actually more expensive than that. It's $5.39.
Probably hard to ship that beef to North Dakota.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
okay.
Not much to demand.
New York City, Big Mac, medium fries, and medium soda cost $13.89 on DoorDash, but that sounds normal too.
I will say that Hawaii and Alaska are by far going to be the most expensive McDonald's products.
You think so?
Oh, I know. And you can get Spam at the McDonald's in Hawaii.
You can?
Oh, yeah. Maddie lived in Hawaii for about a year, but Spam is like big.
With a slice of pineapple on top of it?
I forgot what the Spam sandwich is in McDonald's, but it's pretty big. Hey, did you notice this was really weird? Right before Jaylen Key, the pick before for the Jets, they didn't have a 6th-round selection, but in the 5th round, Quantez Stiggers got drafted out of the Toronto Argonauts. So they went CFL. How often do you see that, a CFL get drafted?
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. I thought that would have to be free agent.
I don't know how they do it. It's been done before, but that's the first time I've seen it in a long time.
Yeah, because I thought it was like the college entry draft.
Yeah.
Or not free agents. I thought that would have to be a free agent pickup. All right. When we come back, LT's got our 4 downs today, and then later we'll talk about how the portal has changed the perception on how certain teams will go in the pursuit of a college football playoff. I will tell you this, though. Dylan Raiola of Nebraska sort of changed the way I looked at Nebraska, their spring game of the weekend. He actually looked pretty good. And Nebraska, they didn't really lose anybody to the portal either. They're restocking, and this could be the year Nebraska, with Matt Rule, takes a big step forward towards regaining their status.
Yeah, the good news is Raiola seems like he's going to be really good. The bad news, it's still Nebraska, and they're in the Big Ten. If you're Matt Rule, though, you got to, at this point, just let this kid come in and play.
Just let him get out there.
Because you've had terrible quarterback play.
Another familiar named quarterback hit the portal yesterday. From Cal Poly, Sam Heward is in the portal. Last year, 18 touchdowns, 2,200 yards passing, and limited appearances for Cal Poly. Was a Washington commitment to Cal Poly. Now he's in the portal. Looks like he's going to go play somewhere else. Brock's nephew.
Yeah. I think a little left-hander. I saw him play a little high school ball on ESPN one night, and good for him.
Yeah. And Ed Woods, who visited Alabama this past week, the Arizona State DB, has committed to Michigan State today as expected. So a little Sun Devil DB is on his way to East Lansing there to join a former Pac-12 coach in Jonathan Smith. Woodhouse Day Spa gets you ready for a big spring or summer trip. Maybe it's a wedding coming up and you need to give a gift to the bridal party and let them go get ready for your wedding. Woodhouse Day Spa can do all of that, including Mother's Day coming up.
Yeah, we're only 10 days out from Mother's Day. If you want to treat mom to that special gift, how about the gift of luxury from Birmingham's best day spa? It's the Woodhouse Day Spa, located at the Summit Shopping Centers, right off of Highway 280. You can choose from a menu of over 70 options, including massages, body treatment, skincare, waxing, nail services. Woodhouse Day Spa, voted America's best day spa since 2009. You can order that special person gift online 24/7, birmingham.woodhousespas.com. That's birmingham.woodhousespas.com, or just stop in, see Stuart and that great staff located at the Summit Shopping Centers.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Hey, you. Day's warming up. looking like spring. And at New Balance Birmingham, we've got the thing. What pops and what's fresh? Check the selects. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap. Spring weather is here, and our friends at Hemp Hill Services are offering a $69 HVAC tune-up plus 10% off any service call when you mention the Next Round. Call Adam, Chad, and the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Make sure your HVAC unit is ready to keep up with the changing weather. Hemp Hill Services, locally owned and operated independent train dealer. The team can service all makes and models. For all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, call Hemp Hill Services. It's hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com. That's 205-229-2090, hemphillservices.com.
Before LT tells us about Odie's and we get to 4 downs, last night in the NBA, it happened again. First of all, Thunder advanced over the Pelicans. Boston took a 3-1 lead over Miami, but Jamal Murray hit a game winner. Denver beats the Lakers, eliminates Los Angeles. First off, was that LeBron's last game as a Laker?
I don't think so. I mean, he's got a player option for $51.4 million for next season. He's got to make that decision by June 29th. If you're LeBron, you probably decompress, try to figure this thing out. I know the thought was he wants to pair up with Bronny.
Well, that's what surprises me. The Lakers says, according to report, the Lakers are so in on LeBron coming back, they are willing to discuss with him a 3-year max deal, which he is eligible for, and on drafting Bronny to be a Laker. They're willing to discuss both those things with him to keep him a Laker.
Yeah, I look, I mean, his production at 38 years old, 39 years old is incredible. 30, 11, and 9 last night with 4 steals. I mean, the way he plays at this level, at this age is, I mean, it's really remarkable. But if you're the Lakers, a proud organization, you can't just piss away a draft pick on what is kind of a novelty. I mean, this becomes a circus that you bring Bronny in just to play with his dad. Like, if Bronny gets picked up as a free agent by another team and LeBron decides, hey, I'm going to sit this thing out and wait, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that there's ever going to be this dream come true of LeBron and Bronny playing together.
76ers and Knicks tonight. Knicks lead that 3-1. Orlando and Cleveland, Indiana and Milwaukee are all in action tonight as the NBA playoffs continue. 4 games in the NHL tonight. Elimination possibilities in all of those, including Toronto at Boston. which could – now Winnipeg is still alive, but Winnipeg could get eliminated tonight. Nashville and Vancouver, I believe Vancouver has a chance to eliminate. It could come down to Vancouver as the only Canadian team left, right, with a chance to win the Cup.
And, that Winnipeg series, it was interesting because I think they were 3-0 or 4-0 against the Avs in the regular season. And we were talking to Furman about that price was only minus 120 for the Jets. So that gave me a little hesitation on Colorado probably winning that series. Back to the Lakers-Nuggets just real quick. So the Nuggets have now won 13 of the last 14 against the Lakers. This is the first time since 1983 in a 7-game series that a team has led in every game at halftime and lost the series.
Wow.
And that was the Lakers. And the Lakers led by double digits in 4 of the 5 games. And they led for 75% of the minutes in this series.
So crazy.
Couldn't close.
Crazy they couldn't finish some of those games to keep this series alive. Odie's is the place you get trivia on Wednesdays and great food for lunch every day.
Yeah, the original location in Crestline. Me and Rocky will be out there tomorrow night. If you've never been before, come out. It's a lot of fun. We'll get started a little after 8 o'clock. Get there early. Enjoy great food from Rodney Davis. Been doing it for 33 years. Award-winning wings, delicious burgers, great sandwiches, including the Diablo sandwich. Not only the Crestline location, the newest location in Edgewood, the corner of Oxmoor and Broadway, ice cold beer buckets full of Bud Light. Get in today. Go see Will Haver and that great staff. It's Odie's Tavern.
Yeah, and also our friends at Johnston RV Center. We're still sort of in the high coming off of our Talladega weekend, where Nick Johnston, who is just such a great business guy, had his RV out there with us to sort of be our home base. We had such a good time out there. You can get ready to enjoy that. I love on the social media on our social media feed, seeing all the new customers that roll into JohnstonRVCenter.com and pick up all the great gear they need to enjoy a summer on the road. Guaranteed lowest price nationwide. You find it a better price anywhere in America and take it to JohnstonRVCenter.com and they will match that price or oftentimes beat that price. Unbelievable inventory, unbelievable customer service, and RV warranty forever. That's what you get with our friends at JohnstonRVCenter.com. Family owned and operated by father and son Rodney and Nick Johnson. It's JohnstonRVCenter.com. All right, before we get to 4 downs, LT, I was blown away when I heard this on the NFL draft, that Nick Saban never once received even one free box of Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies in his time in Tuscaloosa. They passed him out on the set since he was joining game day, his first official visit, and everyone ate one or had bites of one. And Nick Saban said had never once received a free box.
Well,
did that blow you away?
Oh yeah, that's just dumb. It's dumb marketing on Little Debbie's part. I've never thought the product was good. I think it seems like it's about 2 months old. I know he was a big fan, but I mean, from day one, he was championing how good this oatmeal raisin pie was. Why would you not send him lifetime? Like, make a statement. We're talking about on the show. All these sports talk shows are talking about it. Makes no sense.
Should have been rolling them in all the time.
All
right?
the time.
All the new shipment taken to the goat.
Yeah, and it would even be worth them having product placement at Bryant Denny.
Have an oatmeal cream pie. A stand there would have been smart to do on their part.
I mean, that's just a missed opportunity. And it's not like they missed an opportunity over 1 or 2 years. They missed it over 17 years.
17 years of it. Every time game day was there, they could have just thrown out hundreds of oatmeal cream pies to the crowd.
Is there something like, that's such a specific product. And like, I get kind of worn down. Like, I'll like something for a little bit, but if I have it more than a couple of weeks, I'm like, I'm kind of done with it. Have you guys ever had a product for like 2 decades that you can continue to eat like on a weekly basis?
No, I've never had like something like I have to have my gummy bears.
Yeah, like strawberry Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. They're good, but I don't have to have them every day.
Well, like even, I did it probably for, I'd say 7 months, my little yogurt bowl. But I've had to take a break here. I'm about to crank them back up again. But, it just got a little redundant. I wasn't enjoying them anymore.
Well, I did the acai bowl for a long time until I got the clump of hair in it.
You did. But that was a long time.
Yeah, but I haven't had one of those in 3, 4, 5 months.
But didn't it, towards the end, it didn't taste as special anymore, didn't it?
Well, no, especially when I got a clump of hair in it.
Well, that's a game changer.
It was like half a rat.
Yeah. Hopefully it was human hair, I guess.
I don't know. I remember the owners are like, we're going to send you a $50 gift card. Oh, to go back and get more hair in my acai bowl?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I've never had, like, I can't think of anything, like, consistently. I mean, like, I can eat Mexican food 3 or 4 times a week, but it's always a little different.
Right. And 3 or 4 times. You couldn't do it 7 days for 7 months.
Not at all.
I will tell you, I don't play golf every day, but when I'm on the golf course, I will not occasionally, right now I'm in a habit of, I've got these little mini Slim Jims in my bag. I keep it stocked with that in case somewhere in 18 holes I get a little shaky feeling. So about once a round, usually between holes 8 and 10, I'll pop a couple of 2 Slim Jims, which I think are so many preservatives in them, they will last after the world has ended.
Yeah, you know what? They've got some meat sticks that don't have any nitrates, no preservatives.
Maggie eats those.
Yeah, you need to, and they taste better than Slim Jims. I know you might find that hard to believe.
You think that. I've tried one of Maggie's, and I think I'm in it for the preservatives and the nitrates.
Well, you know, a lot of people are saying coffee and beer, sweet tea, all that kind of stuff, bourbon, Diet Coke. I get that, but that's a little different than something as specialized to me as an oatmeal cream pie.
Yeah, big missed opportunity there. All right, 4 downs. Let's do that. Don't worry about the clock, LT. It's brought to you by our friends at Slice.
Yeah, Slice, 5 great locations. The original in Lakeview, Vestavia, Montevallo, Crestline Park, and now Edgewood. Get in, see the Bajaya Brothers, local pizza, local ingredients, from the Hot Mama to the Soul Pie. You're going to absolutely love it. For more information, slicebirmingham.com.
First down.
More wins this year. Caleb Williams with the Chicago Bears or Miller Moss with USC?
I think 9 is the number for USC. So now I've got to figure this out for the NFL Chicago Bears.
Yeah, 9 and 8, there's a good chance the Bears get into the postseason, and that's kind of where kind of the line is right now.
Yeah.
For the Chicago Bears.
You
people
could get
like,
left out at 9, but
you could, yeah. But
depending on how the wild card shakes out.
A lot of people are like, even proposition, Bears in the playoffs, out of the playoffs.
I'm going to say this. I think the Bears are so much better this year than they were last year, just because of the parts they're adding. You know, already have a good receiver in DJ Moore. They've added more receivers. Keenan Allen, right, is there. Roma Dunze is there. I mean, that's
Dunze and Allen. Yeah, I mean, you've got
that's a good core.
Yeah,
that's a good core, and they were not bad last year. Problem is for them is Detroit is really good, Minnesota's really good, and I think the Packers got really good at the end. So I think the Bears are a lot better, but I don't think they get to 9 wins. I think they could be a really good 7-win team. So I'm going to go Miller Moss and USC.
Yeah, I think the NFC North, and there are the opponents for the Bears coming up in 2024. I think the NFC North is the best division now in football. And it's amazing how cyclical, that is. I mean, it seems like every year you have a different division that at least seems on paper like being the best division. Kind of agree with you there. I don't know how good Miller Moss is going to be. He's not going to be as good as he was against Louisville, but I think he's going to be solid. All quarterbacks are under Lincoln Riley. I think the defense is going to be improved under Lynn. So I will go USC here.
Second down.
Better chance of winning another championship, LeBron James or Dabo Swinney?
Well, I mean, LeBron's in a different situation where if he chooses to, he's able to go and play, like he could choose if he wanted to go play for the Boston Celtics. Or he could choose if he wanted to go play for the Minnesota Timberwolves, who seem to be young and hungry, or the Milwaukee Bucks, or the Denver Nuggets, even though I don't think they would like him there in Denver with some of the words that have been said in the last 2 years. But he could choose to go play in a really good setting to win a championship. Dabo can't do that. Dabo's got to work his way to doing that. I just got a feeling, though, LeBron does not win another championship before he's done. Dabo probably doesn't either, but I would go Dabo Swinney.
You know, the crazy thing, if LeBron did win one, it would be because of LeBron. You know, you have some of these other guys. Like, I mean, Tom Brady was good, but it was y'all's defense that won that.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
But, if LeBron, for whatever reason, they had a miraculous run, like, they made the Western Conference Finals last year. But if they would have somehow made that run this year, it would have been because of LeBron James. Anthony Davis is playing great, but...
Yeah, but if you put LeBron, and you could work it out with the cap and everything, on the T-Wolves, you'd say that team could win a world championship, right?
Yes. Yes.
Probably couldn't do it with the Nuggets but if he was on the Nuggets, that team's already the best in basketball. On the Celtics, already the best in basketball. So he can pick and choose and make something happen in some places. But I have a feeling he sticks with the Lakers. They eventually draft Bronny. They never win the championship again. I will take Dabo.
Would you feel good about saying neither, though?
Neither would be the betting favorite. Yeah.
Third down.
Oh, Travis Scott, 33 years old today. Better career ultimately, Travis Scott or Travis Kelce?
Travis Kelce's already been considered the best tight end of his era. Travis Scott, not the best musician, rapper of his era, though, right?
He's been consistently a top 5 guy and did have a meal named after him at McDonald's, which Travis Kelce has not yet. I mean, I would go Travis Kelce here.
Yeah, I would too.
But Travis Scott, extremely popular.
It has to be, because I know him. I didn't have to ask you at my age what 33-year-old Travis Scott does for a living.
He's got his own shoe out.
Yeah, I knew that instantly. So he's very, very successful. But I'm going to go Travis Kelce, that he is he's finally now the highest paid tight end.
Knew Tyler would get in there. Travis Scott by a landslide. You guys are insane. I don't know. That would
you don't put any value in sports, though, Tyler, which is why we hired you up here. Yeah, no value at all in sports.
What records has Travis Kelce set? What championships has he won?
Oh, he's won all the championships.
Yeah, he's set all the records for tight ends.
Okay.
Single season records.
Yeah, see, that doesn't resonate with you. What all has Travis Scott done?
What's his net worth then? We always go to that.
Well, can we include Taylor Swift?
Yeah, he may marry
Not unless you want to include Kylie Jenner for Travis Scott.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Good clap back. That's very good.
Fourth down.
So both of them possibly date for just show.
Or maybe they're big spenders. Finally, Isaiah Thomas, 63 years old today.
Don't like him.
Better career, Isaiah Thomas or Tom Hanks?
It's going to be Tom Hanks for me.
Tom Hanks.
Dude, Tom Hanks' career has gone through shit.
It has, but Isaiah wasn't even on the Dream Team.
Yeah.
I loved Isaiah was my favorite player, but he was Tom Hanks by far.
Yeah, I think both kind of killed their careers at the end, and Tom Hanks is still taking on a lot of water.
I mean, how has he killed his career? I mean,
he takes shitty movies after shitty movies.
Al Pacino takes crappy roles
and
now.
he's hurt his brand.
And Al Pacino's also 80.
And that other guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason. I mean, Tom Hanks is still in a wheelhouse where he really could pick and choose his script.
Name what's the last good role he did? He was good in that one about the PBS guy. Won't You Be My Neighbor? He was really good in that role.
Never saw it.
He was good in that role. I'm going to stick by that. He played that well.
Well, I would say that Greyhound movie from Apple was atrocious.
Yeah,
the one with he's the angry driver, foreign guy, next door neighbor.
Him and Elvis. I haven't seen anything good since Captain Phillips. That was the last Tom Hanks film that I saw, and I was like, that was good. Now, Isaiah Thomas, I haven't seen anything he's done.
Okay, but so if that was his last good movie, Captain Phillips, how much did he do before that? So many, from Big On, was so good.
Well, Isaiah also last undefeated team to win a national championship in college basketball.
Oh, he was not on that team.
Was he not?
No.
I thought he was on, he was on the 81 team.
He was on the 81 team.
But he won a national championship.
He did win one.
Won multiple NBA championships.
2 with the Bad Boys.
Yeah, was a first-team NBAer. I mean, he's arguably one of the top 3 point guards of all time.
He is. He is. They chose to leave him off the Dream Team for a reason.
Yeah.
He wasn't well liked.
Well, I think that was Michael Jordan's decision, was it not?
And who hurt their career more, Isaiah Thomas as a Knicks front office guy, or Tom Hanks playing Colonel Tom in an Elvis movie?
I don't know.
Just his from 1990 to 2000 is insane. I mean, his League of Their Own, Sleepless in Seattle, Philadelphia, Forrest Gump, Apollo 13, Toy Story, Saving Private Ryan, You've Got Mail, Toy Story 2, The Green Mile, Castaway, Road to Perdition, Catch Me If You Can, I mean,
good movies.
That's all in a 12-year span. It's insane.
I've always thought he was overrated, though.
No. And the first known person to
nine out of 10 actors could have played Forrest Gump.
And the first publicly named person to get COVID-19, right? Didn't he come out and say he has it?
Him and his wife.
Yeah. And we're gonna
in Australia. I think they were filming Elvis.
We're gonna stop making this horrible movie and take a couple of weeks off to isolate. All right, that's Four Downs, brought to you by the great folks at Slice.
5 locations. Make sure you stop in and see the Bajalia brothers, created by the late Jeff Bajalia. His brothers, Jason and Chris, continue to celebrate his legacy. Again, 5 locations, local pizza, local ingredients. For more information, slicebirmingham.com.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
There is no better place to watch your favorite sporting events and enjoy great food than one of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons. The TVs are everywhere with your favorite sports, and the menu is second to none. From the great appetizers like the waffle cheese fries to the Avery Island salad, handhelds like the all-new chicken bomber, bistro specialties with a special taste of the bayou, the amazing hand-patty burgers, the great po' boys, and the specialty drinks. Visit any of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons: Greystone, Stadium Trace and Hoover, and the brand new location in Trussville.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Birmingham's favorite lawn party returns to Greystone for the Regions Tradition, May 8th through 12th. Watch the legends of the game at Greystone and check out the Celebrity Pro-Am featuring Charles Barkley, Nick Saban, Kalen DeBoer, Hugh Freeze, and country superstar Riley Green. Enjoy the fun in the sun at the White Claw Watering Hole and Casamigos Club. And don't miss the food trucks and the Friday concert featuring the Black Jacket Symphony. The Regions Tradition. Buy your tickets today.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
That 30 seconds of silence there is a new campaign ad with our friends at Roback. Roback.com. 30 seconds for you to think about what you can buy from our friends at Roback. Just go to Roback.com and use the promo code TNR20. TNR20. If you're wondering where it all happened, it was Roback giving you silence to think about the comfort of their new wear. Roback.com, promo code TNR20. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown off today, back with us tomorrow. Rockstar Tyler and Forrester back there. Lunsford is off. And we've got a Taylor Corn in the social media area. EG's out in the lobby doing some work there. Reed and Kelsey managing the business up here. Everybody working for you as we get closer and closer to football season. We're going to talk a little football here. And we'll keep you updated on any portal news that happens in basketball or anything that moves on that front. Forrester's got an eye on that, so does Little T for me there. But Bill Connelly, one of my favorites at ESPN.com, has a story out, and we'll jump into that after LT tells us about New York Butcher Shop.
Yeah, I got a text from our friend Jim just a minute ago. He wanted me to let Brown know. Apparently, this is his favorite barbecue sauce and rub, Head Country. He said, we've got it in stock now. So many different things in New York Butcher Shop. You were talking about the meat sticks. He's got great meat sticks to go, kind of to snack on. But, of course, the go-to, the finest and certified Angus prime beef steaks, burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, all natural chicken cut to order just for you. Chef-prepared entrees, side dishes, perfect dinner-to-go choice for you and your family. Don't forget about those huge deli sandwiches as well. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, New York Butcher Shop, one-stop dinner shop, 2 locations, Cava Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
All right, man. Bill Connelly at ESPN.com writes about business and college football, and he says, this is the question, 6 takeaways from the spring college football transfer portal. Has it changed the way you perceive some teams in the pursuit of a college football playoff and or a championship? All right. Let's go Colorado first because they're moving to the Big 12. And I'm going to go back on this show, and I didn't pull it up, but I think it was probably after week 3 that the script flipped a little bit, and I think at least one of us, if not all of us, thought at some point Deion would win a Big 12 championship as they move to the Big 12. Now, we have a choice. We've, of course, changed our opinion since then. In fact, you and I have said we don't even think he's coaching Colorado next year.
Yeah.
After this year.
I don't know. Maybe in the moment got caught up and said that. I remember when he took the job, I thought it was going to be kind of disastrous. Then I was blown away after the TCU win. The only thing I would say about the transfer portal when it relates to Colorado, the only chance they ever have at winning a championship is because of the portal.
Because of the portal. Deion now says, forget NFL rumors or anything else. I'm at Colorado for the next 5 to 10 years, he said this week. I don't believe that still.
I don't believe. Well, let me ask you this: if he goes 1-11 and wants to stay, do they keep him? Because he still is a brand ambassador, good or bad. There's still a lot of eyeballs that are on Deion.
No, they keep him. They have to at this point.
I mean, because nobody else has had success there.
Because they're all in with him. They're all in with him. Bill Connelly says Colorado has more potential stars, but even less depth. Do you think they're closer to a Big 12 championship now than they were going into last year for their chance to maybe even make a bowl game?
Well, the good is Oklahoma and Texas are out. The bad is I just don't know how much better the roster is. I don't think so. And I've heard a lot of people say, hey, this is going to be a much better Colorado team. The schedule's more forgiving. I think the schedule's difficult based on the new Big 12. I don't think the Big 12 is one of the top 3 or 4 conferences. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it is now. Maybe the Big 12 is number 3 right now over the ACC. Would you go Big 12 over ACC?
As far as more quality teams, yes.
Yeah, I think I would too.
I think at the top, Florida State, maybe Miami and Clemson may be better. Those 3 may be able to go to the Big 12 and win the championship.
Yeah.
But the depth all the way through, I do think the Big 12 is deeper. That gets me to one more from Bill Connelly here. 2 rosters have been reconstructed. The construction process continues and going along as good or better than expected. One of those is Miami. I'll ask you, because you are high on Miami right now. With the portal this offseason, what Miami has done, including adding top running back, top wide receiver this weekend, do you think Miami is in the conversation to win an ACC championship and make the playoffs?
I do. I think there's, you mentioned it, Clemson, Florida State, but with what Florida State lost, Clemson just seems kind of stuck in mud right now, not championship level. Now we're talking about a Miami team that was 7-6 last year. We looked at their schedule. They're probably going to be favored in 9 or 10 games. They've got a chance. Miami at 10-2 winning the ACC championship obviously is in a college football playoff. But, yeah, I don't know if it comes down to transfer portal. Cristobal's a pretty good recruiter to begin with.
The other name is going to excite some of you. You need to read the whole thing, Bill Connelly, ESPN.com. But he says the other roster construction underway and going ahead of schedule, most likely, is the Auburn Tigers. Second-year Auburn head coach Hugh Freeze had a couple of things to improve on: 102nd in passer success rate and depth on the defensive line. He's done that with an unbelievable recruits and signings in the receiving corps. And then we've seen everything that he's brought in off of the edge rush and stuff. Auburn is one of the highlighted teams, according to Bill Connelly, who've improved themselves in the portal.
Yeah, to me it comes down Peyton Thorne, a guy that they got in the portal a couple of years ago. How good is he going to be? Auburn, as bad statistically as they were last year, they were in a lot of games. And I'll stick by this. If they would have been focused on New Mexico State, they win that game. They should have held on against Alabama. Just a miraculous play there at the end. And I think if they win those games, they're sitting at that point 8-4 going into a bowl game against Maryland. Probably a lot of momentum, and that probably changes the mentality. Could have won 9 games, and I think the narrative this year coming into the season would be much different with the Auburn Tigers. But I do think they've got playmakers now. To me, it comes down, the defense is going to be improved. It comes down to how consistent can Peyton Thorne be.
The next part of this, also interesting, 2 teams that were trying to hold their own, and has the playoffs changed, the perception of the playoff race changed since February, after I tell you that Champy's Chicken brings you this hour every day. Our friends on Highway 119 in Alabaster, Sterling and the crew, champyschicken.com. Southern fried chicken, brined overnight, hand-cut chicken fingers, Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, perfect for lunch and dinner. Date nights are great, a great bar area there, and also tailgating and to-go orders right there with champyschicken.com. The 2 biggest coaching changes, Jim Harbaugh and Nick Saban. According to Bill Connelly, he thinks Alabama and Michigan held their own, which is a good thing to do. Do you think either Alabama or Michigan hurt their chances of being playoff contenders since the coaching change?
I do not, especially for Alabama. Michigan maybe so, maybe a little bit more so. I mean, you had 13 guys get drafted off that Michigan team. It was a Michigan record. You're losing a quarterback. You're losing one of the best running backs, arguably, in the history of Michigan. You're losing 2 major guys up front defensively for Michigan. Yeah, I think Michigan's going to take some steps backwards. Alabama, I mean, they've got to take, well, I don't know if they have to take a step backwards from last year, but I would be surprised if Alabama's not in the playoffs this year.
I'm starting to feel that way too. And then Bill Connelly says, listen, nothing has changed since he put out his power ranking in February to where we sit here entering May. So the portal, spring practice, departures, incoming players, nothing has moved him enough to where he's juggled his top 11 some, but nothing has changed who he thinks the real playoff contenders are. And here, if you forget who the top 11 were, these were the teams. Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas were his top 4. Michigan and Alabama. And he feels like maybe Alabama's over Michigan now. Penn State and Ole Miss. He says he feels like Ole Miss is ahead of Penn State now. Notre Dame, LSU, Missouri were his top 11 teams. Now, transfer spot at the bottom, Florida State as an ACC team would bounce in there, and then you would have to go down and get Utah as a Big 12 team to bounce in there. So not all 11 of those would make the playoffs, but he feels like those are still the 11 best teams, just in a little bit different order after the transfer portal and everything. Maybe Ohio State and Georgia flip-flops. Georgia's 1, Ohio State 2. Maybe it goes the other way around. Maybe Alabama 5, Michigan 6. Maybe Ole Miss 7, Penn State 8. But usually still the same 11 for him through the signing day, through the portal.
Yeah, and of those 11, how many teams can realistically win a national championship? Again, a lot different. We saw TCU 2 years ago. They had to win 1 game to play for a national championship, and they were able to do that. Ultimately lost that game going away to Georgia. But it's going to be different winning national championships now. So you can, I know there was a time where we could say, hey, these 11 to 13 to 15 teams could get to a college football playoff. But really, that number has shrunk on how many teams can win a national championship, and I think it's down to 4 or 5.
Do you think Missouri ends up being as good as everyone is projecting them to be?
Probably not. I mean, Eli Drinkwitz, Missouri under the radar last year, coming back this year, the expectations off 11 wins is going to be, for Missouri fans, I don't think for college football fans, for them to get to a college football playoff, but anything less than 10 wins is going to be disappointing, and there's their schedule right now. I mean, they're definitely going to open 4-0. And then once they roll into October, I mean, the schedule.
I mean, UMass and A&M.
The only game that
Auburn.
doesn't look winnable is in Tuscaloosa.
Well, I mean, Alabama, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Mississippi State, and Arkansas to end. I mean, that's a 10-win. It's a 10-win or better schedule, and they've got a guy that's going to be a first-round draft pick in Luther Burden.
Yeah.
And they got a quarterback coming back that can deliver in the football.
Yeah, that's the thing. Brady Cook was so consistent. Didn't turn the football over last year. Cody Schrader was one of the better running backs, almost 1,700 rushing yards last year. And you mentioned Luther Burden the third. We did our top 5 players. I had him number 1 for me. I think he's fantastic. Can do so many different things. Defensively, how good are they going to be?
The 12-20 from Bill Conley back in February, which one of these jump that have a chance to really do something special? Florida State, A&M, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Clemson, Utah, Kansas State, Arizona, Oklahoma State. Of those 9 schools, which one jumps for you? Is it Florida State? Do you think they've done enough to maintain something?
I think they've lost too much.
They brought in a lot of Alabama guys.
You lost your best 2 receivers. You lost your quarterback. You lost
Mike
your
Elko,
2 best defensive linemen.
Mike Elko's at Texas A&M.
Yeah, so who knows what we're going to get there. I think the Big 12 champion's interesting. Because, again, I think the Big 12 is going to be better than advertised, and I think it comes down to the Kansas teams, Kansas State, and Utah. And I think whoever wins it, you should have, at least with Kansas and Utah, elite quarterback play with Jalen Daniels and Cam Rising back.
If both of them stay healthy, those are 2 game-changing quarterbacks there. Miami's in the mix of being a surprise team for you in the ACC. We will, of course, in a few weeks, 117 days until week 0, about that time to get to our big bowl predictions. We'll do that show again coming up in a few weeks as we do all of our summer fun stuff, including our 40 and 40 countdown, which starts in a few weeks as well, getting us ready for college football season. Trash is on the other side. The show is being brought to you by our friends at Precision Sports and Orthopedics. They're part of the Brookwood Baptist family here. Listen, whether you're playing with the kids, tweaking your back, playing on the 9-foot goal out in the yard, playing soccer with them, teaching them how to kick a soccer ball, or playing a little one-on-one out in the front yard and twist that knee or hinge that back up, twist that back up, they'll get you back to work and back in the game. Precision Sports and Orthopedics. 205-512-3885 to make an appointment, or go online to get more details. PrecisionSportsOrtho.com/2024. They've got providers in the area. They work with you not only to diagnose you, but to help you through the rehab process. Just unbelievable customer support that they give you. As they say, orthopedic care is better together. PrecisionSportsOrtho.com/2024 or call Precision Sports 205-512-3885.
Everything Alabama, all the time. Subscribe and set alerts at Roll Tide Pods on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
Fire damage to your home or business is something you never want to consider. Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. But in the horrible event it happens, Dry Tech is here to help. They respond quickly and will reply to you within 20 minutes when you call 205-637-0143. They're working for you, the customer, not the insurance company. They've got 5 crews ready to go 24/7. Don't call the insurance company first. Call Dry Tech. Just remember this website, mydrytech.com. That is mydrytech.com.
Every day, someone is ridiculed and mocked for the clothing they chose to wear. It's a harsh reality we all must face. But you have the chance to change all of that with one visit to nextround.store. For just a few minutes of browsing, you will observe so many clothing options, from hats to hoodies to t-shirts. Please, for yourself or someone you love, go to nextround.store and embrace the warmth of true attire.
Birmingham's favorite lawn party returns to Greystone for the Regions Tradition May 8th through 12th. Watch the legends of the game at Greystone and check out the Celebrity Pro-Am featuring Charles Barkley, Nick Saban, Kalen DeBoer, Hugh Freeze, and country superstar Riley Green. Enjoy the fun in the sun at the White Claw Watering Hole and Casamigos Club. And don't miss the food trucks and the Friday concert featuring the Black Jacket Symphony. The Regions Tradition. Buy your tickets today.
Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst coming up May 12th through the 14th on Logan Martin Lake in Pell City. Free public admission. It's Bama's biggest in-water boat show. Over 100 boats and vehicles on display. Vendors, food trucks, live music all weekend long. Fireworks show on Friday night. How about this? Free Velcro Pygmies concert coming up on Saturday. Mother's Day is Sunday. They're going to take care of mom with free mimosas all day on Sunday. For more information for this incredible event, go online, LoganMartinLakeFest.com. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Hey, back with you on the next round. Auburn grad Taylor Korn in here with us now. This part of the show being brought to you by Hemp Hill. LT will tell you about Hemp Hill in a second. Mina Kimes tweets out earlier, actually yesterday, what's in your backpack that would keep you from getting drafted in the NFL draft? Joel Clapp, friend of the show, writes this. In my backpack right now, a 5-year-old Pepto Bismol chewable tablets that he's had for 5 years, a set of free headphones for airplane TV, a CoverGirl compact for his TV use, and generic Toradol for potential kidney stone. Now, your backpack is heavier than any backpack I've ever lifted. Here are things I've got in mind while you think about yours.
Okay.
I've got some lip balm. I have a mixed bottle of pills, not separated. They're all thrown into one bottle that has some Advil, some Tylenol, and some Toradol. It's important that you know which shape each one is, just for various pains if I need them. I have I have Patrick in the chat room's Final Four T-shirt that I bought for him in Phoenix, and until he picks it up, I just keep it in my backpack in case I bump into him. I have a random spoon, like not
for your yogurt,
not a plastic spoon, like one from our kitchen, like a heavy spoon.
Why would you not have like plastic flatware in the packaging?
I think it would crush in my bag. I've got a random $20 bill. Don't know why I keep it in there, but a random $20 bill. And what I think is the dumbest thing that I keep in my backpack, my extra key for my car, which probably should be at home, but it's in my backpack, where if I lose my backpack, sometimes my other key is in my backpack. So there's a chance that if I lost my backpack on a certain situation, I lose both my keys.
or lock your backpack in your car.
Which would be an asinine move by me with both keys on the inside.
Yeah.
What's in your backpack?
Oh my gosh, what isn't in my backpack?
Yeah, really.
It started, you commenting on the weight of it, it started when I would put it in my passenger seat on the way to work in the morning, it would start beeping, saying that whoever's sitting there doesn't have their seatbelt on.
Heavy enough to put the sensors off.
Yes, however much that weighs. And I was like, this is why my back hurts. When we're traveling is when it's so heavy. When we're traveling, I typically have 2 iPads, a notebook, paper and pen, 2 iPad charger, phone charger, 2 mic cords, 2 microphones, mic flags, the little separator, the cord that connects the bikes to my phone, a lot of medication, hand sanitizer, gum.
I just didn't realize
I got gum.
It looked heavy, but I thought it was more like you had a couple of hoodies in there or something.
No.
Because remember, I kind of tugged on the back. I think we were in Auburn.
Yes, we were, because the press conference was about to start.
Yeah, and she was going down. Like I just did a mini tug, and I had to
because it weighs almost as much as her. So you got the shell going in the backwards way on the turtle.
I almost hit the floor.
Any snacks? Do you keep a certain snack in there?
Oh, I keep a bag of Jolly Ranchers. Sometimes in the sides, I'll have like a granola bar or something like that.
Yeah.
Hair ties.
In your bag,
chapstick.
LT. You kept something for years. I remember when we were in radio that was always in your bag. I forget what it was.
So in my bag, nothing exciting. There was a knife in my bag. Do you remember that?
Maybe that's what it was. You brought it up on the show one day that you always have in your bag.
I remember I was taking my bag. We were traveling somewhere, and we went through
security.
Yeah, TSA. And they stopped me, and they came over, and they flipped out this. They were like, "Sir, you've got contraband." I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And they flipped out this knife that was, it's probably, the blade was, I don't know, 6-7 inches.
Wow.
Yeah, I just had it in the bag. I wasn't thinking about anything about it. And they were like, "You can run it back to your car, or we're going to confiscate." And I was like, "You're going to confiscate it because I really don't care."
Yeah.
I don't have anything exciting. I got a journal in there. I've got. I used to keep a Cliff Bar in there. I told Lil T today that Jack broke the bad news over the weekend that they did their list of the 10 most unhealthy junk foods, and Cliff Bar was number 9. So much for that being a quick little, power snack.
Tries to fool you, make it look healthy.
They do.
That guy
They do.
slinging off the cliff.
Yes, I don't have anything exciting. And I really don't. I leave my bag here unless it's the weekend. So I don't even take my bag.
You don't take your bag. It seemed like you had something back in the radio days. Rockstar, you roll around with a bag. I would imagine you got guitar picks and.
No, I got a microphone with a cord. I have got my iPad in there. I have got Advil. I've got looks like 3 loose Pepto-Bismol. I don't know how long they've been there. I don't think I would take them.
5 years, according to Joe Clapp, for his.
And then there's just like random, or there's like a receipt for something. Like it's just my bag's useless. It's just like it's a security blanket right now. But yeah, it's got some headphones, extra headphones, and an extra adapter for my headphones.
Yeah. You're probably thinking about the bag I used to keep in my car that had like deodorant, toothbrush, water, fresh socks,
kit.
boxers. Well, it was after the freeze where you were probably were you in the high school during the freeze?
I think I was in middle school.
So that would have been February of 14?
Yeah, I was in middle school.
Yeah. Well, she was barely potty trained the last time that LeBron, KD, and Steph were not in the second round of the NBA playoffs. How old were you in 2005?
5 or 4.
4 or 5, depending on when. KD, Steph, and LeBron not in the round 2 for the first time since 2005. George W. Bush was the president. Did you see there? Number 1 song in America.
What, in 2005?
Yeah.
Oh, 2005, the number 1 song. So this would have been May of 2005.
And this is from Yahoo Sports that gives me this song.
I don't know. Give me a hint.
I'll give you the title. You tell me the artist.
Okay.
We Belong Together.
Oh, your girl.
No.
Taylor Swift, is it not?
No, it's Mariah.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey, yep. It does sound like a Taylor Swift
Yeah.
song, though. That's what it was in 2005, the last time those 3 were not in the second round. Tell us about Hemphill, my friend.
205-229-2090. Going to be 87 on Thursday from what I hear right here in Birmingham. Touching the 90s, other parts of Alabama. Make sure that AC unit ready to keep up with this changing weather. Contact the best. That is our friends at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, Andrew, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Do you guys agree with this? Running back coach Georgia Tech, Norval McKenzie, tweets last night outside of Piggly Wiggly. And he says, if there's one of these on the recruiting trail, go to the nearest high school. There's some ballers at that high school, I promise you. He says if you got a high school is anywhere near a Piggly Wiggly, you'll find some great recruits there. Is Piggly Wiggly just an Alabama thing?
No, I don't think so.
Because I was reading about Piggly Wiggly that Clarence Saunders, who was the founder of Piggly Wiggly, actually invented the shopping cart.
Really?
That he was the guy that came up with a cart to roll around the store to put your items in.
That makes the most sense.
I'm thinking about this.
Do you guys ever go between, like, I can't decide if I get the basket or the cart?
Yes. And then whenever I get the cart, I have like 2 things in it.
Yeah, and you get the basket and you're carrying stuff.
Yeah, it's cutting off
on the other side.
circulation in my arm.
It is always best to get the cart.
But the Piggly Wiggly thing, I'm thinking about the schools around here that
Well, I mean, the
are
pig
near
in,
Piggly Wiggly.
in Homewood. So you've got Homewood and Vestavia are close by.
And
John
then
Carroll.
You've got the newest pig. What is it on 41?
Yep, out there. So you got that brings in Chelsea,
Mountain
to me,
Brook.
Spain Park. Mountain Brook's got one. Mountain Brook. You did a few. I always thought the pig was a state Alabama thing, so it's not.
Maybe it is.
It's a southern thing. I'm getting a map for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
a buddy of mine, guy that listens to the show, who you know, Brad, his father-in-law owns some pigs up in North Alabama. So maybe it is.
Yeah, but this guy's recruiting for Georgia Tech. Maybe he is rolling through the area.
Let's see.
Store locations. Rockstar's going to pop this up.
Nope, they're all
Oh,
over.
wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah. I mean, it's the entire SEC footprint. You can have the rest. If there's a Piggly Wiggly close by, there are recruits.
There's a pig in New Hampshire?
I think that's where their headquarters is. I think I saw.
Wow.
Yeah. So there you go.
Learn something new every day.
If there is a pig close by, looking at that map, you damn sure better bet there's a good football player close by. Let's do trash. Hit it, Rockstar.
Hey, boys. So you got USFL football coming to town this weekend, huh? You excited about that?
Yeah. LT's Trash is presented by Mortgage Right. Mortgages done the right way.
It's spring buying season, and our friends at Mortgage Right are here to help. They were veteran founded here in Birmingham, offer loans throughout the country, and while the area they serve may have grown, their commitment to Birmingham and veterans has not changed. Before you take the next steps on a new home purchase or refinance, talk with the team at Mortgage Right. There is no cost or obligation to find out what you qualify for. You can get more info by going to their website, mortgageright.com/TNR. Call their Birmingham office on Highway 280, 205-900-7200, NMLS 2239. Equal housing lender. We start first. I had this sent to us from one of our listeners. It's pretty crazy. After the family cat mysteriously vanished, Carrie Clark said she tried everything to find her, from paper flyers, social media posts, and searching every nook and cranny of her Utah neighborhood. On April 17th, a week after Galina's disappearance, Clark received a call from more than 600 miles away from home.
No way.
Turns out the 7 days of searching didn't work because the family cat took an impromptu trip to the Golden State. Clark went on to say, quote, "I got a call that changed everything. Her microchip was scanned. I was immediately notified via text, and a vet called me to say that Galina was in California."
Now, when we used to park outside growing up in the mud puddle, occasionally when it was cool outside and cats didn't have a place to go inside,
go in the car,
they would sometimes get up near the engine to stay warm at night. And
It's a good way to end a cat, by the way.
There had been stories of cars cranking and chopping up cats, but
heavy sleeper.
This one's crazy, though. Clark said that without her and her family's knowledge, Galina hopped inside of a package full of products they were returning to Amazon.
Oh.
After the box was sealed and shipped off, the cat went on a 6-day adventure without food or water before ending up in a return center in Riverside. An employee of the return center opened the box and, to her surprise, found Galina safe and sound. She then took a cat to a vet, which scanned the microchip, alerted the Clark family that Galina was found. So Galina went 6 days, no food, no water, and boxed up.
And imagine how they treat those boxes.
Kicking it.
Yeah, they're slamming that
Throwing
thing
it in
down,
there.
dropping it from a story high.
I'm more concerned now that they don't check what's in the boxes before they tape it up and ship it out.
Yeah, I don't know
How could they check everything in the box? Because you are
have
the ones.
to.
No, you're the ones that tape it up and send it.
No, they can't do that, because if I was a terrorist, I could put anything I want in there. They've got to check the box. They gotta
There's a
scan
way
it.
they scan it on the outside, but like if I go to UPS or FedEx and I drop a package, it gets sent right there.
Yeah, it's got to be scanned somehow.
But how do they? I don't understand how they sealed that thing up without realizing that there was an animal in it, and then put it in their car to drive it and didn't hear the cat. Like, probably it had to have been clawing trying to get out.
Yeah, or at least meow.
I mean,
Yeah. What a
minimum
trooper.
wage employee probably. Hey, I hear something purring, but it's not that big of a deal.
He's not paying attention to that X-ray screen and the cat's in there like this.
That was our friend
In that
Tommy
picture.
Tommy Firestick that sent that
That's
story
a crazy
to us.
story.
Thank you, Tommy.
Yeah, it really is.
Rusty's got a good point. cat does have 9 lives. Chance he died 7 times on the way to California. True.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't think a dog would have made it.
No.
So offbeat holidays in May. Saturday, May 4th. Yep, that's what Brown would have said, right?
Brown, is that you?
No.
Yep.
Oh, God?
Yep.
God, Brown?
Yep. May 4th is also May the 4th be with you, right?
Yeah.
It's a struggle for me. Do you do May the 4th be with you or Kentucky Derby Day?
It's Kentucky Derby Day this Saturday.
It's going to be Darth Vader with a fancy hat.
150 years of Churchill Downs? I think it's 150 years old.
Have you've been?
I have.
Yeah. I think it's one of those that, like, I would go again, but I don't need to go again.
The only way I'm going back is if I'm going.
You get to wear one of those hats.
Yeah, if I'm going back as a patron in a higher end area, like I've gone.
Seersucker.
I've gone in the infield where it's basically debauchery and mudslinging because it's wet.
The only place I've been.
And I've gone as a media person. If I go back, I want to go where I'm sipping champagne and I've got on
Does
seersucker.
Maggie want to go and wear a hat?
She would say no. That'd be another event I would go to by myself.
Tuesday, May 7th, National Outdoor Intercourse Day. Never heard of this one, Rocky?
I just write them, guys. I just write them.
Who made that up?
Some guy, horny guy.
I don't know. I mean, does anybody partake? I mean,
once a year. Yeah, you have to.
Can you skip a citation on that day? Wednesday, May 7th, National Have a Coke Day. We do that every day here on the next day.
Having one right now. But back to the one before that. Ever on the beach? Like back in your Club La Vila days? LT?
From here to eternity?
This question.
I'm going to take the 5th.
This question is directed straight to LT, not anyone else on the table here.
Take the 5th. Monday, May 13th, National Apple Pie Day. I like apple pie.
Not a big fan.
Oh, I like it with ice cream.
Oh, vanilla ice cream.
Do you like it, Little T?
Yeah, I like that. That's my favorite Thanksgiving because we typically have.
I never get apple pie on Thanksgiving.
My grandmother makes a bunch of different ones, but that's my favorite.
The apple is your favorite?
The apple is my favorite.
To me, for that, is the crust and the vanilla ice cream. I'm okay. Just give me the crust and the vanilla ice cream. I don't need the apple.
The hell with the fruit.
Yeah.
Friday, May 17th, National Pizza Party Day. If it was this Friday, we know they would be having a pizza party because we're gone.
Yep.
Wednesday, May 22nd, World Goth Day. Tyler, you a fan?
He's not in here, but no. Tyler's more of an anime skate guy. Goth is where you wear all black all the time and eyeliner and don't look at me. What were you dressed like? You have a collar around your neck with chains.
Oh my gosh! Like what are those things called? Furries.
Yes. Oh, furries.
Friday, May 31st, Flip Flop Day. Are you a flip flop fan?
Don't know why.
Why are you looking at me?
Because everyone's feet will be exposed.
How many times do you see me in flip flops?
No,
it's Christmas.
I'm not talking about you wearing flip flops.
See, this goes back to what I told that interview we did with the folks from Over the Mountain Journal or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, he was like, how do you, this team all blends together so well, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, we have one common thing and problem. All new employees can realize they fit in really quickly if they just take shots at me. I'm the punching bag. I can unite the team.
No, you like feet.
That's so overplayed.
Women's feet.
No, it is not overplayed.
It is overplayed. It is, I think women's feet only, can be attractive, but it's more of a turnoff when they're bad feet. It's not like I go searching for feet.
Right.
But if you have ugly feet, I think it can be a deal breaker if I was single and dating.
Okay, but yeah, so I'm just glad that you're aware of this day that a lot of people might be wearing flip-flops.
Yeah. When I think flip-flops, I always think of Klay Travis. First 10 years we knew him. That's all I saw him in.
Yeah. All he would
Really?
wear.
Yeah. Including at a club in Atlanta one time.
Oh, God.
Everyone's favorite lasagna-loving cat has a new role at Motel 6 in Biloxi. Ahead of the premiere of Garfield the movie in theaters on May 24th, the campaign by Motel 6 advertises Garfield as its new chief pet officer.
No, thank you.
A role created to help make traveling with pets easier, safe, and more fun. According to Adam Cannon, the chief brand officer of G6 Hospitality, quote, Garfield is well known for his appreciation of naps, so he's an expert when it comes to a comfortable night's rest. Motel 6 has been welcoming pets for free for more than 60 years and is one of the top reasons guests stay with us. Garfield will help take our love of our four-legged friends to the next level. So they are going to have 10 Motel 6 locations across the country where the decor, as you see right here, is orange. Cat towers, pet food, water bowls, and more.
He loves lasagna, but they have blankets of pizza.
That's disgusting.
Can I just tell you how small that room is? Look how from the edge of the bed to the right wall it is. That is not a big room.
How long before the Lunsfords are staying a night in that thing?
Can we talk about how the pictures above the beds literally look like it's painting tape hanging them up on the edges?
Oh, it really does. The blue frame makes it look like they painted that picture up there.
Yeah, I'm going to say they threw this thing together pretty quickly.
It's disgusting. I hate everything about that.
It's an Auburn orange, though.
No.
It's more like Tennessee orange.
Yeah, it's more Tennessee.
I was just trying to lure her in.
No, I don't like it. I don't like anything about it.
So Californians hoping to become the top 5% earners in their state need to be making, on average, do you want to take a guess? To be top 5% of the state of California, what do you need to earn on average?
To be top 5%?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
There's a big difference in top 1% and top 5%.
Yeah, but in California, it's
celebrities.
It's very different than here. I'm going to say you've got to be earning $2.1 million a year to be top 5%.
What?
No.
I was going to say like $100 million.
That's awesome. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, but think about the people that live in California.
I know, but that's a very populated state too.
And how expensive it is. Troy goes $4.5 million.
Oh my gosh! The top 5%, $600,000. So this story is apparently not going to blow anybody away. Okay, if I change it to Alabama, what do you think the top 5%? You just think about 1 out of 20 of your friends.
The top 5% here would be $200,000.
How can you have that massive gap?
Because everything's more expensive in California.
Well, you just saw the difference in the Big Mac. It is, yeah, but there's, as he said, the populace is crazy.
The taxes and everything. And as Taylor says, that's where all the movie stars live.
But you got to think of the population. There's not just a place of all movie stars and musicians.
I mean,
what is it in Alabama?
Okay, for Californians hoping to join the prestigious club, you got to have an average income of $613,602. Report highest in Washington, D.C., where to be in the top 5%, $719,000. Alabama, $370,000.
Wait, I feel like there's so many more people in California that make so much more money than that. Which I know that's a lot of money, but think about the people that live there.
The population of California is, 50 times what the population of Alabama is?
But you also got a huge homeless state. There's a lot of people that don't have jobs. That
you got a lot of
terrible jobs.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that have
minimum
great
wage.
jobs, more have less.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I guess I didn't take that into consideration. But I still think, I don't know.
Okay, this is an interesting story. If you see something 0 calories, do you feel like you can eat as much of it as you want?
I probably did originally, but I know it's not good for me because it's 0 calories for a reason. It's got something in it.
Okay, I like the Tic Tac. You don't get a lot unless you eat the entire thing, but they are advertised as 0 calories. So according to a story posted on Reddit by user Dumpster Puff, he became obsessed with eating the fruit adventure flavors of the Tic Tac. I was always traditional orange, but I'm sure the fruit adventure is good.
They all taste the same. Like the fruit adventure is awesome.
Man, but orange tastes like baby aspirin back in the day.
Yeah, I liked it though. It didn't bother me.
Yeah.
Now, the man became so obsessed, in fact, that he began buying the containers in bulk, throwing back 1 to 2 packages of these every single day.
Oh my God.
Now, quote, keep in mind that on the nutrition label, it says serving size is 1 candy and is listed as 0 calories, which I thought was awesome because I could have as many as I wanted. However, after he began his Tic Tac addiction, something unexpected began to happen. In short, he gained around 40 pounds.
Tic Tac,
Confused, he went to a doctor who referred him to a weight loss specialist. This is where he discovered the error of his ways. Quote, I had a virtual visit with her today, and during it, I was fiddling around with an empty container in my hands. She saw it and asked where I got such a large container from, so I told her about it and how I eat 1 to 2 of those every single day. She asked why those weren't on my food tracker, and I said it's because they're 0 calories, so they wouldn't count.
That's awesome.
Now, it turns out they do count. As Tic Tacs are less than 5 calories per serving, they can legally be listed as having 0 calories despite being basically pure sugar. Went on to say, so essentially, since each container has 200 pieces, I was typically having 1 or 2 of those. I was eating close to 800 calories a day of Tic Tacs.
800 calories of sugar, pure sugar.
In addition to whatever you're eating for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack.
So he was eating 400 Tic Tacs a day,
Yeah.
gained weight, and was confused as to why that was happening.
Can I see his meth teeth?
They didn't provide a picture.
Wait, I saw
But spectacular breath.
Yeah.
this was a Reddit story.
Yes.
Okay, I was scrolling on TikTok yesterday and saw a Reddit story of this girl, or this girl was reading the Reddit story. She said, "Here's a story about how I found out I've been dating my biological brother for 6 years." And I was like, "What in the world?"
These are the things you need to send to us.
Well, I didn't realize I was having to dig into it because the girl that was reading the story had gotten it from somewhere else. Like she wasn't the source.
There's
She was-
tons of subreddits. So I think like there's "Am I the Asshole," which is like AMIA, where you type in like, I did this, I went to a bridal party and I wore a white gown. Is that wrong? And then
So
they're
is
like,
Reddit a rabbit hole? You start looking
anything. If you want Lakers, if you want Rams, there's a subreddit for anything.
I've never
you
been
want.
on it.
Yeah, I'm on it every day.
I'm scared to get on
Finish
it.
the story. How did she find out?
It was some sort of thing to where they were both put up for adoption. And I don't think that their parents, either of their families, told them that they were adopted until later on.
Wow.
And then somehow, I can't remember, I'll post the video of the girl telling the full story because it was lengthy. But she was like, we met and we got along so well, all this stuff. And I was just like, eesh.
Just throwing it out there. Next episode of Uncorked. Have her on.
Yeah, I need to find out who the girl is, though.
Yeah,
I'm sure I could find it.
Not the girl who.
The girl who it
the
actually
original
happened
story,
to,
yeah.
not the girl who shared the story.
Uncorked, Taylor Swift Taylor Korn join us today. You can follow Uncorked on all of our platforms there. Like and subscribe. New edition coming out. She's asking for questions now. LT and her are working on something new as well. We appreciate you being with us. Tim Melton working on The Meltdown. That's live today, 2 Central, every day, Monday through Friday. That is Trash, brought to you by our friends at Mortgage Right.
Hey, if you're looking for a new home, our friends at Mortgage Right are here to help. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned home buying veteran, their great service and low rates make the process easy. And speaking of veterans, they are veteran-founded right here in Birmingham. So remember, whether you're looking for your final home or your first home, whether you have a big down payment or need 100% financing, Mortgage Right is your one-stop shop for mortgages. Visit them online, mortgageright.com, or call Birmingham office 205-900-7200.
And our friends at Champy's Chicken, Champy's world-famous fried chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. They bring you this hour. We all love them. You will too. Just swing by there one time. Say hi to Sterling and the crew. Brined overnight, cooked to order. It's Champy's Chicken, champy'schicken.com, home of the Mississippi Delta recipe tamale.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
There is no better place to watch your favorite sporting events and enjoy great food than one of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons. The TVs are everywhere with your favorite sports, and the menu is second to none. From the great appetizers like the waffle cheese fries, to the Avery Island salad, handhelds like the all-new chicken bomber, bistro specialties with a special taste of the bayou, the amazing hand-patty burgers, the great po' boys, and the specialty drinks. Visit any of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons: Greystone, Stadium Trace and Hoover, and the brand new location in Trussville.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst is back May 12th through 14th on Logan Martin Lake in Pell City. It is Bama's biggest in-water boat show with more than 100 boats and vehicles on display, vendors and food trucks, live music all weekend long, and it is free public admission. Don't forget the Friday night fireworks show, free Velcro Pygmies concert Saturday, free mimosas for Mom on Mother's Day Sunday. LoganMartinLakeFest.com for more info. It's the annual Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst May 12th through 14th. LoganMartinLakeFest.com. Things fall apart. There's even a book about it, but that doesn't mean you have to break the bank to fix them. Ryan Brown here for the next round. Our friends at Mortgage Right have a new renovation option that will make repairs and other home improvements easy. If you've recently purchased a home and find yourself short on cash, or you're looking to buy a fixer-upper, Mortgage Right's renovation loan program can help you spruce up your space. Repairs can be made to your roof, plumbing, flooring, and more with the help of top-notch mortgage professionals. So get your fix by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR. And MLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
Maybe you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, or TikTok. While we're changing the game yet again, Tyler's Telegrams has been developed exclusively for you.
Hi, this is the lovable boy you know as Tyler the intern. I'm a businessman now. I will come directly to your door and tell you every time a new piece of TNR content drops. For the low, low price of $740,000, you can be notified by me, one of the biggest stars of the next round, about that thing you missed. Sure, the rest of those social media services are free, but so is radio, and we all know how well that's trending.
Tyler's Telegrams is currently operating exclusively in Bibb County. Other social media platforms are available everywhere.
All right, final segment of the show here. I don't know if anybody else had an electrical hit. We had one this morning up here whenever the thunderstorms were rolling through, so I'll try to guesstimate on the clock. And try to get us out of here on time, but it's no big deal whether we get out of here on time or not. But it is a big deal if you make it out to the Regions Tradition Golf Tournament. That's coming up very soon, May 8th through the 12th. But I want to tell you about the Wednesday Drummond Company Pro-Am, because I love Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but the Pro-Am on Wednesday is a must-do if you've never done it. Just to be out there when the stars are playing in the Celebrity Pro-Am. Every team's got somebody you know on it, whether it's, say, Riley Green or Hugh Freeze or Charles Barkley or Alabama coaches Nick Saban, Nate Oates, and Kalen DeBoer. They're all going to be there. Drummond Company Pro-Am on Wednesday. We'll be out there from the White Claw tent just off the 10th green. We'll be up there. Now, that's a specialty area. You won't be able to get up and hang out with us. But if you got tickets to that, you'll be able to hang out with us as we broadcast live from out there, as we always do, the Regions Tradition. You can get your tickets, regionstradition.com, regionstradition.com. And as I've done now, I think this will be like my 5th year in a row, I'll be on the first tee in the morning announcing all the celebrity tee times as they hit their first tee shot. So we'll have some fun with that coming up May 8th through the 12th, regionstradition.com. All right, what's been the one story today that has caught your interest? Has it been the Alabama portal? Has it been the Jiren Stevenson news that he's, at least testing the NBA waters, leaving open the door to come back? Has it been the pursuit of the college football folks of paying players? Has it been the NBA playoffs where all of a sudden there's no KD, there's no Steph, and there's no LeBron? What caught your fancy today?
Well, quickly on the NBA, Joel Embiid has missed the shoot-around because of migraines. I mean, that guy, it doesn't matter. There's always some kind of ailment when it comes to him down 3-1 right now to the New York Knicks. Probably just because it's a lot to digest on what's going on with the NCAA and the payment of players, because it's just non-stopping and ever-changing. I probably would say Grant Nelson. And I know that broke yesterday.
Right.
But I think that's a big, big deal for Alabama basketball.
Because you think the ceiling is high for this guy.
Yeah, I think you really started to see him get confidence as a player towards the end of the season. So I think that will carry over.
In post-draft news, and there are betting odds out there, but I just want to read to you the order of the quarterbacks, and you tell me if you think it's a good quarterback class next year. In order that they think they will be drafted next year: Shedeur Sanders, Carson Beck, Quinn Ewers. I will stop right there before I move on. Shedeur Sanders, Carson Beck, Quinn Ewers. All three of those first rounders? Do you think Shedeur Sanders is the first quarterback taken next year?
I do not. I think Carson Beck will be the first quarterback taken. I think those three will be first round.
Okay, the next list in order now.
Now, Shadeur's got to stay healthy, and Quinn has got to stay healthy and be more consistent.
In order, after that, Drew Aller, Jalen Milroe, Jackson Dart, Cam Ward. Any of those first-round guys?
Maybe. I mean, a lot of upside, but it's still
Milroe may have the biggest upside of the group.
Still a lot of polishing. Yeah, I mean, Milroe has a ton of upside. I mean, when you look at the size, the way he throws a deep ball, I mean, if he can get more accurate underneath and completely cut out mistakes, which he got so much better in the second half of the season, yeah, Milroe could be a game changer. But I don't know. I mean, I could see Milroe, kind of maybe have a subpar year this year. I don't think he will, but it wouldn't blow me away.
Travis Hunter, Shadur's teammate at Colorado, or Shadur's Travis's teammate, however you want to look at it, dual threat guy. I think he'll only play corner in the NFL.
I would agree.
Do you think he gets drafted before Shadur does?
I do.
I do too.
Yeah. I think Travis Hunter will be a top 10 guy.
Yeah.
And Shadur, does he play a full 12 games this year? How productive is he? How bad is the offensive line? Do they get to a point where they're 1-5 and he gets shut down? I mean, there's just a lot of things that can happen with Shadur. As far as just a talented quarterback, he is an NFL quarterback.
NFL quarterback? I agree with you.
Yeah.
Never seen him with, complete NFL talent around him.
Yeah, would love to see him with a great offensive line.
Yeah, we don't have to scramble as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys being with us today. Brownie back with us tomorrow as we continue to roll towards the start of the college football season. A lot of big events between now and then, including our first trip to Dallas for SEC Media Days, which comes your way in July. We're working on that already up here. Don't forget to get the Meltdown at 2 o'clock Central Time today, as always, on our platform here. Just look for the Meltdown button and look for new podcasts and old ones as they get updated wherever you get your podcasts, including Apple and Spotify. We're back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.